If you think this rivalry started here, we need to go back. Nope, we gotta go further than that. Since its inception, the A7FL has seen its fair share of rivalries, none with more firepower than that between the Patterson U and the Trenton BIC. Starting in 2014, this rivalry began with the Patterson U dropping the BIC 37-26. And while the BIC would even the rivalry with a regular season win a year later, they would have to contend with the defending champion U in the 2016 Final Four. That's where things took a turn. After that moment, the BIC would raise their first and only A7FL title, and the U took that personally. Denied from winning the title in 2016, the U took it out on the BIC, winning their next 4 matchups. And then in 2021, with the massive expansion of the A7FL, both teams looked to make one more run. Patterson U came in with players that brought them to the dance, like Quattrell Huffin, Kareem Moon, Big Smoke Pat Coburn, and a defense that has set the standard in this league. The BIC, following a season where Ashanti Worthy put the league on notice, would look back and to the future. This Carl Meisner-led squad would bring back former A7FL MVPs Matt Riddick and Corey CP3 Price to help bring back the magic of that 2016 season. Adding rookies Sterry Codrington Jr. at quarterback and Kason Campbell at wideout gave this team the weapons needed to help veteran running back Courage Mosey go on one more run for the title. For the U, the road to the title game would be the same as 2019 and 2020. Utter domination against any team. But this time, the exception was the BIC. And while the BIC wouldn't get the win in the New Jersey Division title game, they left it all on the field. Now after two close victories and a walloping of the Los Angeles Aces, the BIC returned to the title game after a 5-year absence. Will the U win a second straight title and assert themselves as the standard in the A7FL? Or will the BIC finally get over the wall and claim the title and the throne of the best team in the league? We find out now. Seven years of rivalry, and it reached a tipping point here today. Can the BIC climb over the wall one more time, or will the Patterson U add to their legacy here today in Asbury Park? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the A7FL National Championship. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Jack Bartek and Corey Hammond. And gentlemen, the game that we've been waiting for, the rematch, the biggest rematch in A7FL history, is about to go down. The excitement here today in Asbury Park is palpable. All I can ask you right now, gentlemen, is, are you ready? Corey, I'll ask you first.
Well, I'm ready. All I got to do is talk today. I wore a jacket. It's pretty nice outside. We're not going to get too hot up here. The question isn't if I'm ready, because I know you guys and I'm ready. It's who down there is ready, and I think they both teams are going to be.
Well, let's take a look at who they're going to have to contend with to certify that legacy, the players to watch out for the BIC. And this team runs through these 5 players. Let's start off with Sterry Codrington Jr., the quarterback for this team, stepping in as a rookie. And really, Corey, a lot of doubters, some of them up in this booth this year, and he's been able to prove a lot of them wrong.
Yeah, especially last week. One of the best things going into this game for BIC is how well Sterry has played. But you look at guys like Matt Riddick going behind the back there for the Graham. You know, that's a 2-time MVP at wide receiver and just the second option on offense for BIC. If you go look at their backfield, they have potentially the best running back in the history of this league in Courage Mosey. Some people would argue that, but he's up there among the discussion. And how could you forget, here's Courage just obliterating somebody's body against the Gators. But how could you forget number 3, Hollywood, Ashanti Worthy, who seems like he can score a touchdown every time he touches the ball. So this BIC offense, guys, they're certainly loaded.
And let's talk about Ashanti Worthy here, Jack. A guy who stepped onto the field, was the Rookie of the Year last year, but certainly has stepped up to be a leader for this team and a presence that is unshakable. He might be the best player in the league.
Yeah, they don't call him Hollywood for no reason, and it's because every time he touches the ball, you feel like you're sitting down to watch a movie. You better get your popcorn ready and keep keep your eyes on the screen because you don't want to miss a second. And then right next to him on the other side, Kason Campbell. They had the Rookie of the Year last year in Worthy. For my money, they have the Rookie of the Year this year in Kason Campbell. And you want to talk about big plays. It seems like every single week he has had one, if not two, absolute bust open the entire field plays, and they've come from Sterry Codrington at the quarterback position.
But let's talk about the defending 2020 champions. You start off with the dot boss, Markeith Williamson, a guy who stepped up on the offensive and defensive side of the ball a few weeks ago in the semifinals. And then you've got Quattrell Huffin, Corrine Moon, Pat Coburn, and Daryl Hardluck. 5 players. If you stand on the opposite side of the field for them, Corey, is starting off with Quattrell Huffin.
Well, this is the MVP of the league, and we could talk about a lot of guys in this league, but what Huff does is not only is he one of the best athletes and can run around, as you could see here, escape in the pocket, making it super difficult for a defense to actually contend with. He's one of the most accurate passers in the league. He's got one of the strongest arms in the league. But what I think separates him in this league is his ability to call the game. We talk about 5 guys to watch. In this film, you're going to see probably 11 guys that would be one of the best players on their team in separate teams.
And that's Corrine Moon there, too. Like, talking about the leveling here. You saw Quattrell Huff, and now you see Corrine Moon. And gentlemen, it is 0 hour, so I have to do the thing that all broadcasters hate. I have to ask you, who are you picking to win the A7FL championship? Who at the end of this 60 minutes will be holding up that trophy, brought to you by our friends at Herff Jones? Jack, I start with you.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a great game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see either team win, but I've been riding with this team since the summer of last year. I've picked them in every game they've played. Patterson U is just a powerhouse in this league. I got to go with the U.
And you know what? You think about this walking into today's game, and you see the BIC and so many of the hurdles they've overcome, and then you just take that in your mind, and you're like, they're almost there. They're almost there. They're right at the goal line. But today, for me, it's the Patterson U. You go with the veteran presence. You go with Corrine Moon, and you go with Quattrell Huffin. It's really hard to bet against that. But, Corey, we could be wrong. We certainly could be wrong.
Now, my head, guys, I think, would say that the U is a better team. They've proven that they're a better team head-to-head before. But my heart, as a former BIC player, even though they kind of kicked me out, guys, after a 50-0 loss to the Immortals, a former BIC guy, I know a lot of these guys personally. When I played against them, you could tell that this is a different type of season for them. They showed out against the California team last week and absolutely embarrassed them. And the most important thing for me, guys, for BIC, if they are going to win, and that's my pick today is BIC, Sterry Codrington has to have those video game type numbers, because when he struggles, this team is not as good as the U. But if he is able to get that 200 yards passing, maybe that 200 yards rushing is maybe what they need, how could you stop that?
Yeah.
And with Ashanti Worthy potentially getting maybe 1 or 2 big, huge plays in that third part of the game, the special teams on the 3-on-1 throw-off, I'm going to go with my guys in BIC.
And it looks like Dion Davis will be throwing this one off, and the A7FL championship has begun. Worthy will get the ball at the 15-yard line. Worthy trying to find an option, cuts through one defender, can't hold on to him. Here comes an opportunity for Ashanti Worthy. Worthy going down the sideline, staying upright, and will get into Patterson U territory. A great run back.
I'll tell you what, one thing Worthy does so well is he picks apart the first defender and makes it a 2-on-1. He did it right there. The only thing that saved the touchdown was the fact that he was going up against maybe his shadow in the 3-on-1 throw of Quattrell or Corrine Silky Smooth Moon, who chased him down.
Of the guys in this league, there's probably maybe 4 or 5 guys that make the play that Moon just made. And guys, we both thought that when he made that first man miss that he was in the position where he wanted to be.
He got the corner that he wanted.
Great play by Moon to stop the touchdown, but great field position for BIC in the first drive.
And it looks like they're setting the marker here. It'll be 1st and 10 for Sterry Codrington Jr. The ball placed on the 46-yard line.
And the defense is stacking against the run, allowing for one-on-one coverage. They're basically saying if BIC is going to win today, Sterry Codrington's going to have to make 1, 2, maybe 3 big plays with his arm.
And Carl Meisner said he and his team broke down the tape. They're going to look to run the ball today. They're going to look to run the rock.
It's going to be hard against that front, guys. 5 guys on the line of scrimmage.
You see Ashanti Worthy at the bottom of your screen. In the slot there is Kason Campbell. And 35 seconds. 14:35 left to go. There's the toss to Mosey. Courage, Mosey pushing upfield. Cuts through one defender, gets the first down, gets caught in the turf.
Some
Tried
of these
to keep
amazing
going.
players have only been stopped by that worm we keep talking about, guys. They go with a speed option away from the Twins. Like it or not, guys, that's a Corey Hammond call you'll see me run because I'm always going for the pitch. But with that personnel, Sterry Codrington at the edge, got to honor it. And Courage almost scores a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage.
And going into the hurry-up, Jack, setting those Twins on the opposite side of the field. They're now at the top of your screen. And now Codrington conferring with the legend, Mosey. Three-man line here, 1st and 10, ball on the 31. Codrington will hand it off to Mosey, and Mosey will be stopped, and they will lose a yard there. And that running game, they were trying to test that defense, and, well, they might have gotten a 65 on that one.
Yeah, it was a great start on the ground, and they were looking to build off of it, but, you know, Corey, you kind of hit on it. I think much of the success in that first play was having to honor Codrington's legs, so going to the straight handoff after it. Not so sure I'm a fan of that call.
Well, you see what they're showing here is a defensive front. They have the 4 down linemen, which is a free rusher because there's only 3 to block for BIC. You have the man that's covering the running back also in the box. So it's 5 guys to the 3 offensive linemen for BIC. So they're going to have to attack the edge. They're going to have to utilize jet sweeps. They're going to have to get the ball out quick.
2nd and 11, 13:08 left to go here in the first quarter. Codrington under center.
Playing with the ball might be a pass.
You call that one, Corey, and here comes the pressure from the defense. Codrington will throw it. Caught! No! And that one will drop, and it will be 3rd down. The attempted pass there to Ashante Worthy. Worthy covered hard on that one, Jack.
It's a really fine play by Codrington, getting out of the pocket under pressure, and one of the things the U does is bring these athletes on the rush, so it's harder to get away from them. A great throw from Codrington and a ball you won't see Worthy drop a lot.
When you play a team like the U, you do have to have that internal clock as a quarterback and get the ball out quick. But you saw the coverage. This is going to be a little bit different than playing the Los Angeles Aces, guys, in which Kason Campbell was by himself in the end zone for touchdowns. That's tight coverage from the U, and a great throw from Codrington. That's a rare drop we see from the playmaker Ashante Worthy, but he's used to getting the ball in open space.
Yep.
And you see Carnell Wachter joining the BIC offense, wearing J3 today. And Mosey will be set up to the right. And here, if it's not a blitz, it's a welcoming committee.
Courage is a great runner. He's also a great blocker and a receiver.
And Codrington on the run, having to stay upright, will not get far. Almost got horse-collared there by number 3.
Like the quick decision from Codrington, but on 3rd and 11, although they probably knew they were going for it here, you could have held on to it just a bit longer. But getting 6-7 yards against the U on 3rd and 11 isn't too bad, but it brings up a 4th and 5, and a great testament to what we're going to see here. 2 teams that are so close in competition level, and on 4th and 5 early on in this game, we already have a really crucial down.
And that was Mims and the dot boss, of course, getting the stop on that one. 4th and 5 here. And now an opportunity for Codrington. Codrington, the pocket breaks down like a marriage, and that one will be incomplete. And the U's defense holds firm here and gets the turnover.
Yeah, I want to go back to that 3rd down. Codrington, a lot of times this year, we've seen him break that 3rd down run as you check out the replay here on 4th down. And I'll talk about it a lot of things. A lot of times this season, he's broken a 3rd down run like that for a touchdown.
Yeah.
But when the U sends Craig Pitts, the dot boss, and that athletic defensive line at you, you just can't slip away like he's been able to do so often.
And on the 4th down play, guys, he's got the free rusher, and he might have had somebody on time with a route. When you run a timing pattern, the most open someone will be is as they break. When he gets the happy feet, that's when the coverage got tighter.
And 1st and 10, and that's a cuff just says screw it. It's that same play we saw last week. The blanket.
For the Aces, yeah, the bleep it.
Running the bleep it there on 1st down.
When you got legs like Huff, you go with the fake quick screen left, and it almost looked like a designed quarterback power right. And here they're in the hurry up already, trying to take advantage of the quick snaps.
And it'll be 2nd and 4 here.
It's big smoke at the bottom of your screen.
Trying to get him offside to play action. In trouble. Huff will launch this one deep. Where's it going? Up and off the hands and almost intercepted and almost picked up. A great play there by Ashante Worthy. I believe that was Abdul Shabazz.
Yeah, Abdul's Island. Now, that's a great matchup. I would take that as a quarterback, one-on-one, but it's DeMar with the quick pressure, forces a late throw. Huff can throw it out of the building, but he's still got to keep it close. And I don't know. That's That's just a mistimed ball by both. And of course, the cornerback's going to get up and act like he made a great play. I think Big Smoke gets up and thinks that could have been a huge play for us, but it'll be 3rd and 5.
And the dot boss will acknowledge himself as an eligible receiver.
D-Train in the backfield. Try to bring him down, guys.
Rolling out to his right. Huff will just go on his bicycle. We'll get to the first down marker, and we don't know if they'll give it to him.
Jack's giving it to him. I don't know. That's close.
I think he reached out at the end with it and got across the marker.
Yeah, Huff plays with such a nonchalance, right?
Ooh,
he almost just jogged up there.
And they won't give him the yardage, and it will be 4th down.
Gracefully place the ball in front of him. It's almost like the refs are not going to give him the benefit of doubt on something like that, because you never see him like stretch or show effort.
And we'll get the first time out of the game. And I believe that'll be an official timeout.
They're going to have to measure this.
I think the chain might have broken over there.
Well, when you have Quattro Huffin and like 80% of the Patterson U running at that thing, I'm surprised the entire pocket just didn't collapse.
Specifically D-Train. Look at him right there, number 32.
Oh, wow. They marked him well short. He must have stepped out of bounds because I thought he reached across that first down stick.
DeMar, number 2, at the left defensive end position, got that quick pressure on Huff on the play action, which kind of messed up the timing on that deep play, which gave Abdul a chance. And then 24 at the bottom of your screen, we talk about old. That's Shamar Old School Hullett, and he's quicker than you could ever imagine. And
Huff will just take this and get the first down and a bit more, and will be brought down at the 41-yard line, and he's going to need here. He's going to need some Biohemp on that one. Biohemp Plus, one of the great sponsors here in the A7FL special formula that can help you and your pets. For 20% off your first order, use the promo code A7FL, biohempplus.com. And here comes the D-Train, and he's going to need some Biohemp Plus because he just got taken off the tracks here by the BIC defense.
Only way to stop a load like D-Train, guys, is to stop him before he gets going. That's a team effort there. Ken Stansberry in the middle with the red hat on, just so you can notice him on TV.
2nd and 11 here after the loss of 1. The ice cream truck set up to the right of Huffin. 2 wide receivers. I believe that's Debray Tavares at the top of your screen, or that's J-Rock Rodriguez, and lost into turf was number 1, the dot boss, not able to come up with that one.
Yes, still the only thing that's been able to stop the U offense so far has been that turf monster. You should see this one just floated out of the reach of the dot boss. And that hold up, the chain actually broke. The stick, the first down marker broke, and they hardly even had it fixed before Patterson U ended up moving the chains.
Yeah, guys, if you're BIC right now, your mouth is watering. That was a touch pass from Huff that looked like he almost had the yips. Guys, have we seen Huff miss passes like that?
No. And it looked like the dot boss was trying to get a line on it, and it looked like it might have come out too early. Big Smoke at the bottom of your screen. 3 wide receivers set on 3rd and 11. Not a lot of time. Huffin gets rid of this one. This one thrown deep downfield. Can he get to it? No, it's 5 yards away. That one intended for Adrian Rodriguez, and Rodriguez will not be able to pick that one up, and it will be 4th down. What an effort from both defenses here in the first drive for each team.
Yeah, and I need to see the replay. I didn't catch who it was, but a huge defensive rush forced.
It looked like at the left edge was number 13, Quan.
Yeah.
That's actually Courage's brother, right?
Wow. And let's take a look at this. We talked about how great these defenses are, but let's talk about the fact that these offenses, so far the U, have given up no turnovers. The BIC, only 2, and playing opponents like the Gators. And Ashanti Worthy now looking to put one up on the board here on the return. Looking for an option is Worthy.
Oh, boy.
An MVP candidate, not able to make an MVP caliber run, but setting them up good. And that tackle brought down by Quattro Huffin.
And that is a huge tackle by Huff because they over-pursued him on the far edge there, and he only had 1 man to beat in Huff to get to that sideline.
You've been saying it for the past 2 times we've had games, so the past 3 weeks with two weeks with games. Huff has almost been considered a liability on that throw-off. It's interesting that they went with the sky throw-off as opposed to just throwing it out of bounds.
Yep.
I would have just chucked it out at the 10-yard line. Why are you even giving Ashanti a chance? But maybe they were trying to go for that muffed return, which I haven't seen Ashanti do, so that's an interesting strategy.
And
they're also not used to guys having to throw it off on 4th down.
Exactly.
You were talking about turnovers, Matt. That might have been the first quote-unquote punt that we've had all playoffs as well.
And we see Sterry Codrington here on 1st and 10, and you see that big man, Mo Ramadan,
Go spread, guys.
anchoring
Courage
the line.
At tight end.
And you got three wide receivers.
Quarterbacks to combine 0 for 5 to start this one. Two of the leading MVP candidates, I would say, so far off to a slow start.
With 6:20 left to go, it'll be 1st and 10. Codrington with time, but here comes
play.
Ramadan, and there's a flag on the field. Good catch there, Jack. Gets the first down and more. Cutting through, Sterry Codrington on his bicycle. Slips, slides, takes it to the house, and the BIC, if they're not the one with the flag, will be on the board first.
If that's not a bicycle, Mac, that is definitely a motorcycle or at least a moped. Because once Sterry Codrington gets open field, against any team, he's deadly. But even against an athletic team like the U, you saw some of the guys shocked to see how quick his 3rd, 4th, and then 5th gear is right here. Bam! And then all of a sudden, I saw DeBray Tavares, number 3, like, oh my goodness, how am I going to catch that man? And he doesn't. Let's see what the call is. And I think, guys,
it was offside.
It was an offside.
Free play, a rare quarterback deciding to go deep on the run on the free play. You know, slow guy like me, I'm chucking it deep. Sterry said, guys, hold up. I got this.
And a rare mental lapse from the U, not only the offsides, but facilitating a situation for Codrington to get on his motorcycle. His motorcycle, as Pete Seeger used to say, shout out to David Isaacs, and that getting the first score of the game here, I don't think any of us expected the BIC to be the first ones to
put
points on the board.
They might have been the first to score in the divisional championship, weren't they, guys?
I believe so.
So, look, Sterry did, I think, the same thing, and the U talked to me. They said they want Sterry to throw the ball. Well, guess what? You got to force him to throw.
Yeah.
If you're going to give him running lanes, he's going to take advantage of them.
And the 1-point conversion attempt, that ball swatted away.
And that's the type of coverage you're going to see all day. Neon, Dion, all over Lewis on the conversion. And, guys, the conversions will also be huge.
Yeah, 62-yard run for Codrington, and that's how he gets his throwing lanes going, is by opening the field up with his run game. And I'll tell you what, I used to think that Huff was in a league of his own running the ball at the quarterback position, but Sterry Codrington has joined him in that upper echelon of mobile quarterbacks in this league. And then, of course, you, Corey, right behind.
And taking a look at what he did last week, guys, 8 of 14, 203 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. For those kind of stats for a rookie, Corey, that's very impressive.
Well, and he made him look real easy, guys. Remember how many drops he had to deal with? So that was against the Aces, and those numbers are just, you know, PlayStation 5 numbers, or Xbox,
but they're going
too
up
fast, too furious if you want to go for the other console.
But for the Aces, a rookie team, a team trying to find itself together, a lot of potential there, and the BIC were able to find a way to break down that style of play, because the San Diego style and the New Jersey style. They definitely
had speed, so it wasn't the speed, it was just when it came down to it, Sterry Codrington knows how to play this game.
And it will be Kareem Moon returning this one here, and this one will bounce into the end zone and out of play.
That was a big, lucky bounce for BIC. If it goes out of bounds, another absolutely awesome playmaker in this league, Kareem Moon, gets the running start. But instead, it's a touchback and poor field position for the U after they have a chance to respond.
In comparison to where we've seen the BIC start the game or start with the ball on drives last week, it was basically taking up entire swaths of Tampa real estate. And you know what, folks? If you're loving this game, we want to know. How can you let us know? You can follow us across social media. The A7FL is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Corey's favorite, the TikTok machine. And you can follow us there. You get highlights, scores, and more from us here at the A7FL. 1st and 10. And there's the handoff going upfield. Big opportunity here. That is number 28, Stephen Jones Jr. Jones Jr. running down the sideline and getting about 35 yards on that one, breaking him off a piece of that BIC defense, riding the ship here.
That was reminiscent of last week when he slapped somebody in the face with one of the best stiff arms we've seen all year. But look, you're going to have to stop the run. And BIC, they're all feeling themselves. Great touchdown. Well, the U is not going away early, and they're not stopping.
And Jones Jr. getting the ball. Jones getting it again on the hurry-up, moving so fast we can't even talk about how great the last play was.
Yeah, they didn't even set up the sticks. We don't even know what down it is.
I believe it's 2nd down, and that one will be set up with Huffin.
Looks like Marcus McKinney, hard body in the backfield.
We got number 19.
He was probably the MVP of their run in 2014, 2015 when they went back-to-back.
And a timeout call by the BIC.
Needs a timeout.
They needed it.
Maybe one play too late, but you know, you said before, Matt, that BIC was going to try and go with that hurry-up style, and we saw it last week against the U. The U is the king of the no-huddle offense in this league, so there is no getting one over on Patterson U. If anybody knows about the no-huddle offense, it's them, and they run it to perfection.
And they certainly have shown that here on this second drive, but they're going to need to find a way to punch it in here, gentlemen. Coming off of that timeout, it will be first down. It will be considered a first down.
And this is a running set, guys. They have 4 guys ready to block in the front. J-Rock playing tight end on the other side.
And that line is bunched up. You got J-Rock, but they will keep it. Huff will launch this one to Rodriguez, and that one will go out of play. Tried to run an okey-doke on that one, Corey.
And that's Joel Jumpman Rivera over the 5'7", if we're being, you know, generous to Abdul Shabazz. A well-thrown ball inbounds by the MVP of the league. That might be a jump ball touchdown to the Jumpman, but brings up second down.
And not an opportunity here to invest in some scoring. And you want to invest in the A7FL, invest in the future of football, do what everybody else is doing. Go to a7fl.com/invest, and Hard Body will get the ball, and he will meet a hard wall of blue and white, getting the stop there. A big play by this BIC defense.
That's Kenneth Tippett, Rentham Spoons, and Ken Stansberry making the play on the defensive line. That's the big man running off the field right there. He needs a breather. And Ronald Clerk will come in with the Haitian flag.
And coming out of the timeout, you think everything's going great for the U. One big ball downfield, and now it's fourth down before you know it.
Well, they have to convert a third and 11. The one thing you don't want to do is give Huff an easy running lane. Right now he's struggling. Force him to pass.
And look at the pressure, and there's the screen. The first completed pass of the day, and it will only get about 4 yards, and it will be 4th and 7.
Great coverage.
Yeah, great
screen.
And that one
almost
was
a
to
scared
Johnson.
call from the U offense. They have the playmakers to run just a timing pattern. And guys, obviously I'm so used to it, but they go with a quick screen with not much room, and it'll bring up 4th and 8.
And that was the first pass of the day. 4th and 7, 3:12 left to go, and Huff will keep it. Huff will get on his bicycle. He'll get the first down and more. He's going to try to one-up Codrington, and he will. Takes it to the house, throws up the peace sign, and this game is tied, but we have a flag on the field. This one might be walked back.
Nope, offside, and this one's going to stand.
Wow.
Quattrell Huffin, as he went to the end zone,
look at Daryl Stevenson running down there.
His medicine with the peace sign.
Going tit for tat here, offside. Basically, stereo plays, gentlemen, leading to that score, and Huff throwing it. There it is, that phrase again. He's here to win a championship. And
Huffin. His name's Quattrell.
Yes, but he's Huff. His nickname
is
he's Huff Huffin. He's huffing and puffing his way to the end zone, and it's tied 6-6 here with 3:03 left to go in the first quarter. Before we went on the air, we were trying to figure out how this game was going to break down, what this was going to be, and great punching and counter-punching. Corey, you said it was going to be a feeling-out process before these teams found themselves to break it open. And it looks like they might have found
it. Well, both teams are getting what they thought they might get, and then not stopping the quarterback running the ball, which is going to be huge in this game for both teams.
Luck and the ice cream truck on either side of Kareem Moon. And you got number 2, Adrian Rodriguez, on the bottom of your screen. And there's the option. Moon will toss this one behind the back, and that one will get nothing but a stop there. And a big play there by Ron
talking
Clerk.
About how they mastered the conversions with their option game, calling out that BIC was stopped running option as well. They completely just blew this play, and Darryl Luck is supposed to go for a fake there and a choice option, leaving Moon with nothing to do but just try.
And Ron Clark getting a little bit of love from Herschel, a man who's looking to play until he's 60 years old.
Only 3 years from now.
Yeah.
Worthy's had 2 returns that were about a fingernail away from being 6, so like you said, a little bit of an interesting strategy.
And Huff back at the throw-off.
And Huff throwing this one to the former 2-time MVP. He'll return that at the 5-yard line. Riddick looking for an option, trying to get around, gets through one defender, keeps his pants, and runs right down the sideline. Nothing but Matt Riddick gets tripped up by number 9, Kareem Moon, saving his bacon there and getting this play, stopping it from being 12-6. But what a return from Matt Riddick.
If
Take a look here.
Clipped his fingernails this morning, he would have missed that tackle. You see those guys do that hesitation, but if you can make the first man miss, you got a chance. There it is.
And
just the Achilles heel there, guys.
Caught him on the back of that cleat, making the stop there, and it will be 1st and 10 for the U, looking for back-to-back scoring drives here on the back of Sterry Codrington. And there you see.
We found his weakness, guys. His weakness is his heel.
Just a spectacular job by Moon, staying home on the back end of that, and then the effort, not giving up on the play to chase him down. That is championship football right there.
You see the fifth gear Matt Riddick has. He went from 0 to 60 as quick as a car.
My goodness.
Umar Lewis now on the field, along with Ashanti Worthy at the bottom of your screen. You see, and then you see on the top of your screen, that's Kason Campbell.
And Courage at tight end, which is such an unselfish move by him.
4-man line, one person playing very, very up close, and that in motion now is number 3. That's Ashanti Worthy. The snap, and that ball bounced off the ground, and it will be incomplete.
Both of these quarterbacks, guys, they have the yips a little bit early on.
I believe, Jack, only one completion made so far today.
That screen from Huff.
And on a quick screen, guys. So you know, we're not talking about, you know, something that these guys can't do in their sleep, but you see Sterry, he's had pressure all day. He gets the snap, and on a quick screen, he could just step and throw. No worries there. He starts to retreat. And because his feet are moving back, throws the ball in the dirt.
Looks like everyone's tightening him up a little bit. We had a
first
Ashanti
feeling out
drop.
process, guys.
And Worthy setting the slot next to Campbell. Umar Lewis setting the slot on the other side, bottom of your screen. Codrington with 1:32 left to play in the first. Here comes the pressure. Here comes Mo Ramadan. Ramadan putting pressure, and here goes Codrington. Codrington gets through one defender, stays up, spins out, and the tackle by Joshua McWilliams will stop another 6 being put on the board, but they will move the chains, and it will be 1st down.
When you can do this, this is great. But if you were able to see the camera downfield, when Kason Campbell, who's one of the best route runners in this league, came in on the in route over the middle of the field, he was wide open with a head of steam. And if you could find him, because there was plenty of time for Codrington, the rush for the U is getting through, but they don't have their speed rushers in right now.
And Codrington almost going into beast mode. And speaking of beast mode, I want to shout out our friends over at Zoom Bang. Protective gear for not only our players on the field, but our military and also our doctors and nurses. Go to ZoomBang.com for more info. And here comes a Zoom Bang moment right now. Big play here by the BIC. And he's going to need some of that. Umar Lewis needs some of that Zoom Bang protection, running right into that U defense.
Kind of a change of pace running back from Courage, who's more of a beat you into submission. Smooth moves by Lewis. Gets it close to another 1st down.
And Jack, when you take a look at the rushing game for both of these teams today, it has definitely carried them, but it's been coming from these quarterbacks more than anything. It's been a punch and counter punch all game long between these two teams. Your score at the bottom of your screen, the Trenton BIC 6, the Patterson U 6. We are live here at Asbury Park Stadium. I'm Matt Ryan, joined alongside Jack Bartek and Corey Hammond, a.k.a. Corey Damas, breaking down these games for you here live from Asbury Park Stadium. We have been waiting for this game since the start of the playoffs. We have been waiting for this rematch. The last time these two teams played, it was one of the closest and tightest games we've seen all season, probably the game of the year outside of that Gators BIC game, which you can get in the archives on the Fight app. And we're so glad you're joining us across the world here today. And the ball should be placed around the 23-yard line. It will be 2nd and 2.
And one thing I'll say, I know I can say this about Patterson U, I'm not sure about BIC. Patterson U has gotten out to some slow starts in big games the last 2 years. Last year in the championship game against the Hawks, a team that they would go on to dominate, not even play the 4th quarter. It was only a 1-score game at the end of the 1st quarter. Even last week they got out to a little bit of a slow start before absolutely piling on, so you wonder if that might not be the case today as well.
And you got to see how this offense is going to shake out. Riddick at the top of your screen. You see Ashanti Worthy at the bottom. In the shotgun, in motion is Worthy. There's a toss over to Courage Mosey. Mosey getting caught, getting covered, getting smothered like it's Waffle House. And a big play there by number 15, Antoine Wilson. Chill out Duke, chilling this BIC run game.
They try to go with an inside reverse look. nothing doing for the BIC run game, which has been effective today, but not on 2nd and 2. Bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, and Patterson U is the kings of the trickery, so you're going to try and run something against them. You better have something well designed in that triple option. I mean, the U runs that better than anybody, so.
And Craig Pitts gassing him up there on the line, the patient care tech for the Patterson U. And a big, big opportunity here to stop the BIC, 3rd and 4, beginning early portion of this second quarter. And folks, do note that the clock does run, and then when we get to the 2-minute warning, it will stop on plays that break down. But this is a running clock here in the A7FL. Ball is up to Riddick, and this one will float up and out of play, and it will be 4th down. And once again, there's only been one completed pass here so far today. Corey, when you're in this position, you have all of this on the line, $10,000 on the line. How much pressure right now is a guy like Codrington feeling, and a guy who's been in this position before in Quattro Huffin? This is his 3rd straight championship game. What is this, what is the feeling right now
for these quarterbacks? Well, that first quarter, you're feeling it out. You're getting used to the adrenaline. Sometimes you'll see that miss deep, like you just saw there from Codrington to Meat, who's pretty much had his guy beat. But you even had Kason Campbell in the slot, one-on-one for the slant. He has him again here. But 4th and 4, he's got to eat those nerves and deliver the ball.
And the snap. Codrington throws this one. This one will be complete to Kason Campbell. Campbell, with a little help from Riddick, will get the 1st down and more. And that ball will go out around the 13-yard line.
And that's a timing route from Kason Campbell, wide open. And you see Codrington plants his foot, delivers the ball. If he does that against this U team, they'll be successful in the air. And that's the first real pass play we've seen today.
That footwork from Campbell is just deadly. He knows how to shake and bake and get loose. Only got him a couple extra yards there, but I guarantee you he'll have another play like that, and he'll get more than just that handful of yards.
And you now see Deion Stevenson, the man with the money bags on his jersey, giving Riddick no room to think, no space whatsoever. But you see Kason Campbell, a lot of room to grow there. You could probably see, Corey, if he ran a slant pattern right now, it would be over. But there's the handoff to Mosey. Mosey cuts back, cuts through the line. Mo Ramadan will not stop him. But there's a big stop there by Stevenson. A battle of OGs there between Mo Ramadan and Courage Mosey.
Yeah, a great stop, even though we're not going to give him credit for the tackle. That's a big man trying to get over there, but he does. And he doesn't finish the play, but he makes it. And guys, early on in this game, 4th downs, guys, are when both of these teams are striking. So the defenses on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd are up to the challenge. But that 4th down, because there's no soccer in this game, guys, no kicker, no punter, got it for running here. And it's been interesting to see on the money down, the quarterbacks have found a way to get it done.
And you know why there's no kicking here in the A7FL? Have you ever found a great kicker growing up? No. Kicking is a rarity, and also we want to see these teams earn the points. The A7FL is an exciting style of football. Every time you cross that line or put points on the board, you have to earn it. And it'll be 2nd and 6, and here comes Codrington trying to put points on the board. Will get stifled and taken down, and it will be, looks like it will be a 1st down, getting the ball near around the 5-yard line. We'll see where the ball is placed. Corey, what are we seeing here?
Well, they just go with the quarterback run. They got a stacked backfield, which when you have a quarterback that can run, means you got 2 lead blockers. Credit SJ on the grown man tackle,
but hit.
The offensive line just opened up a huge hole in the middle. And when you only needed 4 yards and you get 4.5, it'll bring up 1st and goal. Prime position for BIC to try to punch it in. But guys, this is one of the toughest spots to score on the field. Everybody thinks that you're going to run. Not enough space for a pass to get wide open. So it's just as hard on the offense right here as it is going to be for the defense.
It'll be 1st and goal, and there's a timeout on the play. But before I get to your question, everybody here in the A7FL, we're building. This year has been the biggest year in the history of the A7FL. 2022 is going to be even bigger. We'll let you know how at halftime. We want you to be a part of it. How can you do that? Head on over to a7fl.com/invest to invest in the future of football.
Yeah, the timeout, a chance to talk things over with Patterson U and get a stop that could potentially change the entire momentum of this ball game, especially with that defensive front. It is a big possibility.
And it will be 1st and goal. 10:04 left to go here. Codrington hands it off to Mosey. Mosey trying to pound the rock and is denied.
And there you go, right there. this is the toughest place to operate on the field. Like Corey said, the throwing lanes get much smaller. You try and go on the ground, but Patterson U is so big up front that you are going to have a very hard time just trying to punch it through that defensive line. That's why the timeout was so important.
And Codrington looking for an option here. And the toss to
risky, guys. They go with the option, which could have worked, but the relationship between running back and quarterback wasn't there. If Sterry cuts it in here, he actually might have a seam. But Credit Courage somehow grabs the ball because that one could have been pick six.
Dion almost took that one and almost could have taken it to the house.
Not even a pass could have been a pick six.
Third down, look at the size of the defense there, but Courage Mosey finds a lane to put another one on the board, and the BIC sticking to the game plan, rushing and putting the rock where it needs to be, and beautiful run there by Mosey.
I don't know what it is with that ascot thing going on, but you could stop Courage once, maybe twice, but what he's saying is you can't stop me 3 times. Give me my touchdown.
He considers himself the best, and he's styling today with that ascot, and is someone with a pocket square today. 12-6 your score. The BIC looking to make this an 8-point game here, going for the first 2-point conversion of the day, and a championship level opportunity here for the BIC. Codrington on his bicycle, trying to cut inside. Will stay upright, but will be denied at the line. And a big play there by Dion Stevenson and number 15, Antoine Wilson.
I mean, it's a heck of a run by Codrington, getting out of the pocket and making a play, getting right to the goal line, but Patterson U is just so strong, so athletic. They're able to keep up with him and just stop him at the last possible second.
Yeah, and it was great coverage, guys, because if he had a man wide open in the end zone because the coverage broke down, that's 2 points. But because the coverage was so great, Codrington has to eat the ball and run, and the athletes from the U converge.
And that's championship level defense, and this is the A7FL championship, and we have to thank the designers of the A7FL championship trophy, rings, and pendants, our friends at Herff Jones. If you want to celebrate a special occasion, or if you're looking to put a little bling on your ring, head over to HerffJones.com. Herff Jones, champion, has a ring to it. And a big opportunity here for the BIC to try to get back into shouting distance. 12-6 your score. Patterson has not been scored on more than twice, I believe, at almost any point this season. They have been a stout defense, but right here, the running game has been a huge thing. Only one completed pass for either team so far. Kareem Moon will get the ball around the 26-yard line. Moon cutting up towards the sideline, trying to find a way, stiff arm, spinning out and around, was not able to get out of that one, and will blow out like a tire around the 35-yard line.
Relentless cover by Quan and Jaheed Myers. That's going to be an underrated part of this game, guys, is how the 3-on-1 defenses do against these electric returners. But credit Quan on the play, and DeMar throwing it off.
And take a look at this Trenton BIC defense last week. Bullet with 2 interceptions, and he, along with Jaheed Myers, were some of the 11 players missing, and it'll be not going to be missing this play here. Big handoff upfield, cutting down, and another run by Darryl Hardluck, breaking it open, getting the first down.
Well, they go quick on the play. We're not even set up as we're still talking about it. They go toss left, and not a great design there, but just BIC wasn't ready.
Just trying to catch him looking, Jack.
Running the no-huddle offense before they even ran the first play of the possession.
Hurrying up off the sideline.
And a penalty, and it looks like a timeout will be called, and a timeout on the BIC, their second timeout, trying to get things set up here, gentlemen. You know what? It was my birthday this past weekend. You know how I celebrated it? My dear friend Stephanie Sotilli bought me a pair of San Diego Shockwave shorts from the A7FL merch store. If you go to a7fl.com/gear, you can get merch from all of your favorite A7FL teams, and I will tell you this right now, those Shockwave shorts are some of the most comfortable shorts I've ever owned. You can pick those up along with jerseys. I'm going to get my Corey Hammond jersey at the end of the season. You can get yours now at a7fl.com/gear.
Got to get him to sign it.
Yeah. Now, the Shockwave shorts, is that just the team name? Or
yeah.
When you buy the shorts, does it have like some Shockwave protection?
Oh, no, you got to go to Zoom Bang for that kind of protection. But the green and pink of the San Diego Shockwave, wearing that and loving it. Huff in trouble, rolls out to his right, throws deep, caught now off the hands, and Huff continuing to go 1 for here today. That ball intended for Joel Jumpman Rivera. And this BIC defense has been putting Huff in a tough corner.
Now, that's a perfectly thrown ball, a better defensive play by JJ, but a lot of times, Jumpman's going to come down with that. But
that was JJ Radcliffe.
This is more of a shot than anything, but his name isn't Handsman, it's Jumpman. So he gets up, but he doesn't bring it down.
Matt Ryan joined by Corey Hammond and Jack Bartek. Half throws this one deep, caught it. This one will go straight to the house. Quantrill Huffin back on his stuff. Big play, big touchdown. The BIC tie this, the U tie this one, and Air Jamaica lighting the lamp.
Well, that you can blame former U player JJ on that. That's the thing in this league. We say don't blame JJ or blame JJ. He falls for the play action and gets smoked.
Once Quantrill Huffin gets going, I do not want to be on the defensive side of the football. And for BIC, you got to hope that throws in the start of a little bit of a run here for Huff.
And that play moved so fast. The other 8 made that play. That was Mims on the catch. And Big Smoke in motion. And that will be Kareem Moon under center as he does for every conversion play. It'll be a 1-point conversion attempt, and Moon will take this one, and he will take the lead, and running right into Jared, our cameraman, giving him a little bit of love, and it is now 13-12, the Patterson U.
Jared might have hurt Moon. Look at it, he's got him in the jaw.
Oh, he ate that camera for lunch, but luckily he's got that mouthpiece in. Let's take a look again at this replay. Moon just finding a way to the end zone and right into the cameraman.
13-12.
And a running start from Huff. This will go to Riddick. Riddick will get this one. This one will be deep out of play, and they will start on the 20-yard line. The Patterson U finding their rhythm here in the second quarter, Jack.
And you wonder why Huff doesn't just do that every single time.
And he's one of the only guys
if I could throw it that far,
that.
that's what I would do for my team, is just throw it out of the back of the end zone. But
he's one of the only guys, if not the only guy, that can do that.
Jack, he hit the upright.
Is that just a sign of disrespect when they're not just going to go and try to create a situation here where they create a turnover?
Well, 3 or 4 times this year, guys, they've recovered.
Yeah, and that's what they'll do. They'll set it up. So they'll throw a couple of them out of the back of the end zone, and then they'll throw one nice and high up in the air. And some of the guys in the league don't know the rule. You got to field that ball because it's almost like an onside kick. In the NFL, it's a live ball.
And
the
we're
throwing team can
here
recover
in Asbury Park. This is a crucial drive for BIC because this is when teams start to crumble against the U. The U will always punch back early on, but BIC is different. They're not the same team as the U have played and gotten into those blowouts.
And it will be 1st and 10 here. Codrington will hand this one off, trying to push up field, but they will get stymied at the line.
That's a Baltimore product. Dion McDaniel, former Army running back in the backfield. Runs a lot like Courage. Maybe not as explosive, but real consistent. But on that play, the U is just too good.
And McDaniel getting stopped on that one. It will be it'll be 2nd down and 10. No movement there. Oh, 2nd and 8. They gave him 2 yards on that one. Some forward progress, Love.
And you said it, Corey. BIC's got to answer here. You cannot expect to win if you're going to let Patterson U pile on.
It'll be 2nd and 8 here. 2 wide receivers, Riddick and Kason Campbell. And the handoff to Dion, but the whistle will blow, and it looks like we will move a little back.
That's a rare call, guys, from the actual defensive team, as Dion somehow flops there. I don't know if that was actually
He's a little
Dion
slow to get
Dion
up.
crime out there. But let's see what the call is.
As we await for the call, and they will reset here.
Reset.
And there's the handoff to Dion. They'll just run that play anyway. Dion pushing through, but there's a whistle on the field, and it looks like there will be a call, a penalty.
You see the Le'Veon Bell type patience from McDaniel.
Patient.
That skiing motion that he goes chop, 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 and there's an open running lane. And he's a tough load to bring down, but we'll see what the call is.
Yeah, and not only the patience, but keeping those feet moving while being patient, trying to find the hole. Keeping the feet in the air and getting that progress going downhill when he found the hole.
That's 2 times the U seemed like they drew BIC off sides, but with no center snap, you can't like jerk to get the offensive line off their game.
And there's another handoff to Dion. McDaniel pushing through, and we'll get that ball to 28.
That's a tough 6 yards.
And you know what? He's going to need some top-level protection, and the only way you can get that level of protection is through Zoom Bang. Marshawn Lynch's Beast Mode putting together a specialized polymer for not only professional athletes, but for medical and military professionals. For more information, head to zoombang.com. And it will be 3rd down here for the BIC.
BIC was going with the hurry-up giving the U a little taste of their own medicine.
Forcing
the U has to call a timeout because they were rushing to get guys on the field.
That's only their second time out of the half. I was going to say if that's their last time out, could be a big one. But
I always say the first half, guys, those timeouts, you got to use them when you need them.
Yep.
It's not as important to save them like in the second half because you need them for a comeback if you're down. But, both of these teams have shown that, this is an equal heavyweight fight. This isn't a paper tiger in BIC. These are teams that are battle tested. They've already played each other this year and shown that it's going to be a tight game. And guys, after seeing last week and some of the lopsided scores, it's great to see these two teams fighting it out even matched.
Certainly, and this was almost close to the score we saw in the last game between them. So we're seeing these offenses understand these defenses just a little bit better. Campbell at the top of your screen, Matt Riddick at the bottom. Campbell getting a lot of pressure up front and a lot of respect. Not a lot of respect for Matt Riddick there playing, and they'll drop in coverage. And Dion will call himself an eligible receiver. And Codrington, no time, throws this one to the big man. There'll be a whistle, and now ineligible receiver play.
That's tough because normally that's K-Wack. Normally Carnell Wachter is an eligible receiver, and because he got burnt by the defender, he was wide open for Codrington, but that's illegal forward pass. And honestly, K-Wack should have just let it fall.
Yeah, it'll be 3rd and now I believe around 8 after that penalty.
And a big chance here for Patterson U to get a stop, get the football back.
They're going to go with a loss of down there because he just couldn't catch it.
And it will be 4th and 8, pardon me, and they will go to the 3-on-1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so on the
penalty
penalty there, there's a loss of down and a loss of 5 yards. So instead of being the 3rd and 4, it'll be the 4th and 9.
And this is a bad situation for BIC right here. Throwing off, giving Patterson U the football back with 6 minutes to go, and Patterson U is getting it to start the second half.
Well, and Sterry Codrington, it had some time in the pocket if he just delivered the ball, but he's looking for the running lane, guys, and that might be his Achilles heel.
And it looks like it will be thrown off here by Dwan, and this one will be picked up by Kareem Moon around the 35-yard line. Moon cutting through, gets stopped and stymied, and almost gets the ball taken out. And a big play there by number 13 of the Patterson U, number 13, Devon Burton, Big Burton with the stop.
Yeah, that's Quan.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the
3-on-1 for BIC has done their job. Kareem Moon may not be as elusive as he was maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, but that's still a tough guy to bring down.
Yeah.
So great job on the 3-on-1, but it's more important right now that they bring down the U ball carriers on this drive.
One on the line is an eligible receiver. I believe that's the dot boss. And now Huff just going to run with it here on 1st down. We'll get a gain of about 4 and taken out of play with 5:50 left to go in the half.
If you look at the defensive personnel for BIC, they bring in former quarterback CP3 at the defensive end position. It's almost as if they knew if we see CP3 out there at the end, we're going to run right at him. But credit the smaller guy sealing the edge and keeping him from getting a big gain.
The A7FL Championship live from Asbury Park, New Jersey. You see at the bottom of your screen. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Corey Hammond and Jack Bartek. There's the handoff, trying to create an opportunity. This BIC defense will stifle, and there's a big play here as Stephen Jones Jr. will be brought back to near the line of scrimmage. Well, pardon me, to the initial line here, and it will be 3rd and about 8.
They leave Casey Fennessy, the backside D-end, unblocked, and he's able to scrape down and finish the play. So credit CP3 again. The smaller defender is not getting blocked and sealing the edge, bringing up a 3rd and long.
And Jack, if SJ didn't have some quick moves there, it would have been a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, this is a big chance here for BIC to get a stop and get the football back unscathed.
And they're leaving their corners on islands. No help for JJ or Abdul.
Boy. This is going to be...
I'd be drooling right now as quarterback.
And in motion. 3rd and 9. Huff
He's
with time. Open. Throws a wobbler, and that one will be out of reach for number 19, Joel Rivera.
And might be defensive holding from the cornerback because I saw hard body number 21 dancing. Usually that means he knows where the penalty was coming from.
And Jack, you were apoplectic on that play.
Because I understand the flag comes out, and they're going to catch a break here and get a 1st down on, I believe, a holding penalty on the defense, but
it'll remain.
That's a touchdown.
It will remain 3rd down. It will only be a 5. It'll be a significant jump. It'll be a 5-yard jump, but it will be 3rd and 5.
What do they call
Joel Rivera comes in motion for the jet, and gets lost as he becomes the second man on the inside for the coverage. And the safety who should have picked him up for BIC completely goes
and that was
with Huff on the rollout, leaving Jumpman, one of the best receivers in this league, wide open.
And a shout out to the truck letting us know that the offsides on the defense, 5-yard penalty. And Big Smoke at the top of your screen joining Jumpman Rivera, who's at the bottom.
For BIC.
And regardless, they had a touchdown if that ball is caught.
And Huff will keep this one here, but he's under pressure, throws this one to Rivera. Rivera trying to get to the first down, and he does! Running down the sideline, can he stay in bounds? He is pulling a Mark Bravaro and brought down at the 14!
If he gets tackled on the original opportunity here,
it's 4th down.
It's 4th down, but guess what? Joel wants it more than Dwan Williams right there. If you try to tackle a man's upper body, even if he's a wide receiver, he's going to run right through you and get the first down. That is a crucial play for the U, who looked like they could be showing some chinks in the armor. But just when you think you have them stopped, guys, they make a huge play on a crucial down.
Jumpman, such a hard guy to take down, but got to make that tackle on first contact.
Championship-level play, and that deserves a championship-level ring. Our friends at Herf Jones bringing it to you, herfjones.com. Reward yourself like a champion. In motion, Rodriguez, the toss, looking for the opportunity, into the corner, nothing doing, and that might be pass interference. No whistle, no flag, and it will be second down.
Yeah, I guess they're saying uncatchable because
they are putting 6-foot-plus guys on Abdul Shabazz all game, and if you put the ball in a catchable spot, Markeith Williamson, boss, is going to moss him.
Yeah.
But the ball is thrown out of bounds because let's give credit to Shamar Old School Hullett, number 24, on the quick pressure on the play action. But Huff's been off, guys.
This is the worst we've seen him play all season.
It's probably the best level of competition he's seen in a while.
Yeah.
Second down, and Huff just running it in. He runs right into a defender. Looks like he was just trying to truck him, and that was number 2. Putting a stop to that one, Dwan Williams. Now let's take a look at this here.
Quick play action gets the defense to freeze and then gives an open lane. You could have called holding maybe on Marcus McKinney there, but Dwan is able to stop him before he gets for the first. But it will only be 3rd and 1, and that's why Huff is so hard to stop. Missing some passes, he could just turn to his legs.
And a timeout called, and it looks like the Trenton BIC will take their final timeout.
And now, we talked about it on the other side for Patterson U trying to get that big stop on the goal line stand against BIC. This one even bigger for BIC as they trail it by 1, 2:19 to go in the half, and they're giving the ball up to start the second half.
Well, when you're the U and you're going for like a goal line or a 3rd or a 4th and short stop, when you're the U, you got the advantage because probably the best option for BIC is courage. When you're the BIC going against the U, it could be a play action with Huff.
Pick your poison.
Moon could come in at quarterback and do some type of play action. Then you also have Darryl Luck, and you see number 32. That's D-Train. And that's a 300-pound plus running back.
Stephen Jones on the bench.
And that's the level of depth this team has, which has been the biggest problem in dealing with these teams. It's not only the skill level,
guys,
gentlemen.
On 3rd down, I go play action. On 4th, I just pound it.
They got J-Rock out there.
And basically 6 of the 7 players on the line. The D-Train pounding it in and gets into the end zone. Express right into the station. It's a thick boy summer, and it's a 1-possession lead. The D-Train making this one a 19-12 game.
And we see D-Train take some people for a ride. That's a lot of man right there. And when you don't get him stopped before he gets started, it's just a one-way ticket to the end zone, guys.
Yeah, and I've said it time and time again. I love watching D-Train run. Of course, he plays for the U, so he's here to win a championship. And a lot of these guys in this league are finesse. They'll hit you with the moves. D-Train, he's getting the football, and he'll tell you at the line of scrimmage, I'm running it right down the middle. Good luck trying to stop me. He did it again right there, and it's 6 points for Patterson U. A chance to add to the lead now and make it potentially a 2-score game.
And at the half, we will revisit all of these highlights and take a look at what's going to be ahead in the second half, but still a lot of football to play in this one. 2:15 in the A7FL.
Yeah, Jack, you said it. If they get the 2-point conversion here,
huge,
with no field goals, they're up by 2 scores, which is a really tough break if you're BIC.
And Coburn in the slot. In motion is Rodriguez. Moon, pressure coming. He's going to throw this one. Throws it over. Caught. Tipped up. No. And that one intended for Ski Johnson.
I wonder if there's something going on with Moon, because there was a lot of open space there, and his go-to guys is running and making people miss with the jukes.
And he also had A-Star. I don't know if he could have fit it in the window, but it was definitely a better
option than Ski.
Better option than Ski. So that one hurts. And we said it earlier. We thought if one of these teams got up by 2 scores, it would make it very difficult for a comeback, because they both, when they get out on top, they pile it on.
And that's when these 2 or 1 point conversions are crucial, guys, because now it's still a 7-point game. If it was a 9-point game, you got to score twice against the U to take the lead.
And now here's the thing: 2:15 left. You can get the football back here, score a touchdown, punch in that 1-point conversion. You're all square going to half, and it's a 30-minute game for $10,000.
And with Matt Riddick there returning the ball, and it's a dead clock, so the clock won't run on this return. It doesn't return on throw-offs after touchdowns. So a lot of time there, and they have no timeouts, but they have the 2-minute warning here. This is free play for Matt Riddick to make something.
But guys, to score in a 2-minute, what do you have to do as an offense?
Got to throw the ball, and that's
a short throw. He's got to get to it.
And this one's going to bounce. It's a live ball. Riddick will get it, and he will cut through. He'll get past 2 defenders, and now Matt Riddick going up against Quattro Huffin. Matt Riddick cuts through another one, hits him with the blip, hits him with the blap. Money Bags is bankrupt, and Meep takes it to the house, and just like that, this one is a 1-point game again.
If you're casting Looney Tunes, I don't think you'd ever cast Huff as Coyote. But on this one, the Roadrunner looks him straight in the face and says, "I'm scoring, buddy. You can't stop
He said,
me."
"That's it." I read his lips. He said, "That's it."
And it was. Because as soon as he had all those guys' backs turned and that much open space, it was nothing but 6 for Matt Riddick. And that's why he's a 2-time MVP, guys, because we thought he was slow playing and going to make a debacle for his team. Turns it into the easiest touchdown we've seen scored against the U. And this has been, if it's a, go in your realm, Matt, this is a boxing match. These are 2 counter-punchers just rocking them each other with haymakers.
We saw in that still for a second. You can see the exact moment when U fans' hearts broke. And it was, to quote the Quad City DJs, "Come on and slam if you want to jam." And Meep certainly slammed it there. 2-point conversion attempt here. Not going for the tie. Worthy behind center. You see Kason Campbell at the bottom of your screen.
He's a former high school quarterback.
And then we got a flag on the play. Could be a free play. Worthy throws this one wide open.
To the quarterback, Scary Codrington.
And this one could be a 1-point game in the other direction. The BIC may have taken back the lead.
And they did.
And they did.
And take a look at this play again, Corey. Not a lot of pressure until that last few seconds.
There's not a lot I can say to break that down. That's just an amazing shake and bake type mover and shaker, finding a seam and doing something as a quarterback that I could only dream of doing.
And that penalty was declined, by the way. And it will be 20-19 here, but let's not fade.
Still 2:15 left.
Yeah, still 2:15 left. No time has come off the clock, so the Patterson U and number 9, Corrine Moon, they might be taking that personally like Michael Jordan, and this is last dance territory here for both of these teams. It's the end of the line of the 2021 season, and I have an odd feeling Patterson U is not going to want to be disrespected like that.
Yeah, and just going back to that throw for a second, I said he's got to get up and return that ball, or he's got to recover that ball, but a little bit of luck getting a bounce right to him. That play could go either way. Could have been a total momentum changer for Patterson U, but it flips the game on its head, giving it back to BIC.
Dwan Williams throws this one off, and now here comes Corrine Moon. Moon cuts through one defender, but gets caught up. Ball comes loose, and he will be taken down at the 36. And not so bad field position for the U, but not where they wanted to be. They wanted to be in that end zone.
Jack, MVP of the league, Quattrell Huffin, one of the best quarterbacks we've seen in this league, maybe of all time. Is he a liability on the 3-on-1? You say it all the time, and I don't see it because I can see him throw it out of the back of the end zone. But that's now, I think, 3 weeks in a row. The Cobras let up 2, or almost 2. The A-team, who had their problems at times, but also a return. And then now 7. Matt Riddick takes a big one back, and like you said, Matt, this is the most a team has scored against the U all season. This is the first time the U have their back against the wall.
Darrell Stevenson blew kisses to make sure that he knew that they knew that he was an eligible receiver, and Quattrell Huffin not letting me, just say words, just stifling me there as he stifled the defense, getting a short game.
A lot of confidence going out of bounds early. He could have got 6 or 7 more yards maybe if he cuts it upfield, but he wants to keep the time on the clock. Brings up second and about 6.
And that will be the 2-minute warning here. That would have been the 2-minute anyway. The clock would have stopped, but...
And when you talk about that slow playing it on the throw-off, it can be a great play here and there, but they've done it just a little too much to the point where teams are expecting it, and a guy like Matt Riddick, you're not going to pull one over.
You could do it against teams like the Animals, and maybe even my team, the Renegades.
And the handoff
to do it against a 2-time MVP.
And Stephen Jones Jr., after a great first run,
how is this team, guys,
stymied.
how are they going to convert this 2-minute drill? Are they going to do it running the ball? Because so far they've been able to get here and there. But, guys, if these teams are going to win either BIC or the U, I think they're going to have to do it in the air.
Yeah, and we see a timeout here for the U trying to talk it over with 1.5 minutes to go. They've been great on the ground this year, but their real success has come through the air, throwing the football. That's why Quattrell Huffin is the MVP. The run game, almost the opposite of BIC, the run game opens up through their throwing game and the respect you have to put into the secondary. And today it just hasn't been there. Huff has missed a couple of throws. Receivers have had some mishaps, and it's all piled up.
But there's been no turnovers yet, and Huff on 3rd and 8 will throw this one short, get the first down and more, and a big play there by Ski Johnson.
Now he trucks him and gets a little ooh from the crowd. But guys, they have no timeouts. Get out of bounds.
Yeah, only picked up an extra 3 or 4 yards maybe.
They may also just be trying to make sure that they're the last ones to hold the ball here. 3 wide receivers at the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom, 3-man line, 2-man line. Not a lot of time. Huff will go for it. Huff at the 20, the 15, the 10, loses the ball at the 5, tosses it back. Touchdown, Patterson, and the counterpunch here by the Patterson U, and a big play there.
Who gets credit for the touchdown on that one, guys?
I believe that would be...
Ron Clerk is undressed by Huff because they come with a 3-man rush against a 2-man offensive line, leaving a former defensive player of the year, Ron Clerk, a safety at defensive end, completely undressed by the little hesitation move from Huff, and it's nothing but 6 for the U as they strike back. And there's still 58 seconds left on the clock.
And there's another throw-off.
And Patterson U with a little bit of luck there.
Yeah.
Huff trying to switch hands with the football, lost it. It bounces right back up to him. So BIC got the bounce on that
presence of mind
throw
of a guy like Huff, and because he's so relaxed, things happen like that.
Yeah.
But then he just has the athleticism to just catch it right off the bounce. And then because he's so unselfish, just decides, hey, Dakari Mims, you walk in again.
Trying to make it a 7-point game here with this 2-point conversion attempt. It will be Kareem Moon behind center. 3 on the line, 3 wide receivers, big smoke in the slot. Rodriguez in motion. Big pressure immediately. Huff is going to have, Moon's going to have to get rid of this one. Moon launches this one, a moon shot, and that one intended for Rodriguez. Broken up.
Andre Jasper.
And a great turnaround here by the Patterson U. Back and forth, and it has been nonstop action since before the 2-minute mark, Corey.
And every time the BIC take the lead, if they think it's time to celebrate that they've won the championship, that's not true, because the U, they've had an answer every single time. And even though they look like they've been struggling in this game at times, guys, they're up 25-20.
And that fumble there, I don't know if that was overconfidence or carelessness there by Quattrell Huffin.
It's such a U thing for them to be fumbling the ball down the field about to score and still score.
We've seen that happen with Courage Mosey. He slammed the ball on the goal line earlier this year and created...
More appropriately, dunked on somebody's face.
And Matt Riddick will take this back again here today. Interesting, one
Huff's
touchdown on the return. Huff not in, and this one will go out of play, and that might be...
And now Riddick has the running start. So Ashanti Worthy, who's been electric back there on the 3-on-1 all year, maybe he was just holding the place for 2-time MVP Meep himself.
Well, they might be thinking here, if he's got that running start, we might be able to stifle him. They might not be able to get him.
Well, they might just allow him to get to the 50 or so. But Matt Riddick can, just like Ashanti Worthy, guys, Matt Riddick can score at any time he has the ball in his hands.
An MVP caliber day from Matt Riddick. 1 touchdown already on the board. And here comes Riddick. Riddick will get to about the 40. And we'll wait, and we'll see this defense try to stop him here on the 3-on-1. Cuts through 1 defender. Cuts up the sideline, makes 1 look foolish. Cuts him again, but won't be able to do anything. And pulling out the Arn Anderson, the big spine buster. And we've got our first little skirmish of the day, and Matt Riddick will walk back to the sideline. Peace being kept there, but Riddick in the DMZ eating the turf on a big stop.
Number 8, he's already got the touchdown on the deep pass over JJ. Gets embarrassed, wants to do some embarrassment himself. Picks Riddick up, who probably weighs like 120, and tries to go viral, which is his nickname. So no love lost between these two teams. Matt, you've been talking about it all week. This rivalry, it's real.
It is. It certainly isn't. It's palpable. You can feel it in the air. You can feel that level of energy from both of these teams, and you're seeing it in the level of play here.
The Gators game, guys, against BIC was a good game at the end, but it wasn't this hard fought all the way through. This is a great game.
And we have another half of football, and they've already exceeded the score from their last.
58 seconds left in the half.
Codrington looking to get back on the board here. They will get the ball.
There's a clean pocket.
Codrington tosses this one, caught, and here comes an opportunity for Kason Campbell, and he'll get out of play and stop the clock with 50 seconds.
Now, he almost wanted to go against what you should do with a clean pocket there. Sterry Codrington has plenty of time, great protection, and finds his man wide open downfield. That's going to be there, guys.
And it seems like Campbell always finds a way to get a pocket of 2 or 3 yards against his man. And again, right there, finding space and a big first down. And now you just cut out 25 or so yards of this 1-minute drill. And you're well within reach now at the 27-yard line.
Ashanti Worthy back on the field, joining Campbell at the wide receiver position. This is just the first half, and this is championship-level football, guys. This is what we've expected from both of these teams walking into today.
And
this
you see
is
Gallimore at the top of your screen.
Gallimore
doesn't
now
have
on
the
defense.
shade. It almost looks like Mims is over the top of Worthy.
And a ball thrown deep, attempted to Worthy. And Stevenson going with him stride for stride. And if there was just a little less on that ball, he might have been able to catch it.
Yeah, and I'll say he missed that throw there, but it would have had to have been a perfect throw to fit it in that window. It was an incredibly small window, but still a miss for BIC.
And but not bad because the clock stops, and it's still second
and a flag on the play, and they will move up here. They will move to the 22-yard line and make it 2nd and 5.
What was the call?
I'm not sure what the call is, but if I'm going against these corners and I have either Kells or Stevenson, Stevenson's a Division II All-American. I'm taking Kason Campbell against Kells Gallimore.
Well, and you got Campbell at the top of your screen, Worthy at the bottom of it.
And that's tight coverage. Anything is wide open if you just throw it on time.
And Gallimore just right on him. Codrington taking his time, 46 seconds left to go. And here's the snap. Codrington with not a lot of time. He'll have to run, and he'll get a lane to go down, and he will be taken down, and it will be a first down. 35 seconds left to go, no timeouts, and they're trying to get something going here. Let's take a look again at the replay, Corey.
Well, I was looking at Kason Campbell, who had the double move, but that's just Sterry Codrington having somebody in his face and doing what he does best.
2 wide receivers set. Codrington throws this one up in coverage. Ashanti Worthy in coverage, and somehow, some way, it's not a moss anymore. He is not Worthy. He is just Worthy. This Patterson U defense, and the lead has shifted again.
I think Ashanti Worthy was just as surprised as all of you, and we were in the booth that he caught this ball. That's double coverage. That's a bad decision, and that's a great man play.
That's a Madden catch.
Hollywood.
That is a Madden catch. Anybody over at EA Sports, get Ashanti Worthy to do the motion capture.
Hey,
good Lord.
Sports Center, you haven't featured A7FL just yet. No better time than right now. A7FL championship on the line, and we have big ticket Hollywood Ashanti Worthy just making a bad decision a great one.
That's Hollywood swinging there, because he swung that ball with his entire life force, and it's now 26-25, and there's still a throw off. And there was a
defensive pass interference.
And the flag on the play was defensive pass interference. Shout out to the truck
That's a football and one, guys. He got the touchdown and the foul.
That's one of the greatest catches I've ever seen.
We're not calling,
in person. I think that's the best catch I've ever seen.
I've never seen anything like that.
David Tyree catching something off a helmet, guys.
It's not a Moss anymore. It's
for the Graham.
And Riddick looking to go for the Graham here. We're trying to get a good line of it. The ball's thrown, caught, brought down, and a 1-point conversion makes it a 2-point game.
The only thing we missed, though, guys, I was looking downfield. Did he throw it behind him?
No, he didn't. He didn't.
That's the first attempt we've seen.
And that's the second straight play where Deion Stevenson, on the one-on-one, you were touting him as a D2 player, blew the assignment on that one, gave Kason Campbell too much space.
It's tough because when you have Matt Riddick, what are you looking for, guys? You're not looking for the throw. So they go into his zone, and Campbell just sneaks behind the defense. And credit Riddick. When he does throw it with the overhand traditional, he comes with as much steam and as much accuracy as when he goes behind the back.
I can't get over the catch.
We were 13-12, guys, with 2:15 left in this game.
And it's now 27-25, and there's still 19 seconds and a 3-on-1 throw-off. That man right there, Kareem Moon, can make this game even wilder here today.
Bill Belichick knows a lot about winning, guys, right? He says one of the best things to determine a good team is what they do in the final 2 minutes of a half. Both of these teams, at least on offense, are great, awesome, almost legendary teams.
And the throw, and that one will bounce. And this one, the last time we saw a bounce, we saw an end zone run. And here comes Kareem Moon. But Moon will be stifled with 19 seconds left to go. This will be a long road.
Guys, Dwan Williams throwing it. Quan, number 13, just a great tackler. And Jody Myers, who's almost playing safety on these with some speed.
And he was not
tackle there.
And at least one of those guys, Jody Myers, not there in this 13-14 matchup.
You won't even see Jody Myers on defense or on offense for this team. In 2013, guys, he was my wide receiver for a team known the Warriors. So you always get some kind of anecdote because I've been in the league for so long. But with 19 seconds left, this half is far from over. You look at the bottom of your screen, you got a 6'3" jump man on a 5'7" Abdul Shabazz, and JJ's not really playing safety, so it's one-on-one coverage all the way.
And number 79, Darrell Stevenson, will make himself known as an eligible receiver.
Williams drops back to play safety,
wisely.
This ain't a scene, it's an arms race. And Huff, with time, launches this one deep with 13 seconds left to go, out of his hands, by his fingertips, and that was Mims almost getting his second straight touchdown, and a big play there that was millimeters away from happening. Let's take a look again.
There's not a lot of guys that can make this throw, so this isn't really a miss. This is amazing, though, that it's that close.
And he was able to beat Riddick off the break, which is even the bigger thing right there, after what we've seen Matt Riddick do here today.
And his top-end speed, so when the ball's in the air, guys, the advantage is always to the receiver because corners can get lost, especially when the ball is traveling 70 yards in the air, as you've seen from Huff.
And it will be
10 seconds left with no timeouts. This should be the last play of the half, unless they go for the quick or like a 10-yard out and out of bounds to the sideline. But the thing is Huff can almost get it to the end zone from here.
And there's the quick out. You called it, Corey, and he'll run upfield and he'll get out of play, but he'll get the first down with 5 seconds left to go. The clock will stop at 4.
Gives you a couple more options with that quick gain of yardage, but a little bit of guts there from Mims. As he didn't go straight out of bounds, he almost looked to make one man miss.
And if you hear yourself below, I'm sorry, Jack, but we've got the armchair officials right beneath us here at Asbury Park Stadium. You might be able to.
Probably Jovito Sams, who is probably one of the guys that talks the most for the U, and he never even touches the field.
And it will be 1st and 10, 6 seconds left to go.
With the quick out, you can be guaranteed Huff can reach the end zone.
Now they're going to cross Pat Coburn from the slot on the right side all the way across. He might be wide open.
Here we go.
Air Jamaica. Oh, this one's aired out. Huff has got him. Huff has got him out of his hands. And we will end the half here with this one being 27-25. What a play. What an end of a half. That was insanity.
I don't know about you guys, but I need to catch my breath.
Yeah, and we're going to do that. We're going to take a brief timeout. The score heading into the half, the BIC 27, the Patterson U 25. This is the A7FL Championship on Fight.
A7FL fans, the official A7FL store is now open. Whether you're a fan of OG A7 teams like the undefeated BIC or the 2020 champions Patterson U, or if you want to rep a new team like the O-Town Orange or the San Diego Shockwave, we've got it all. From hoodies and hats to even official team jerseys. You can even customize those jerseys with the nicknames of your favorite A7FL players. Whether it be Courage, Mamba Stacks, Hard Body, or the unstoppable CP3, you can get it now at a7fl.com/gear. Support your team and your town at a7fl.com/gear. 27-25 is your score. We are live from Asbury Park, New Jersey. The sun and the action is creating a level of sweat in this booth not seen since life at the Outpost. Gentlemen, what a first half. You see it on the big scoreboard right off of the banks of the lake. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Corey Hammond and Jack Bartek. The BIC with a 2-point lead, and with 2:15 left to go in the half, it looked like everything was going the BIC's way.
Well, if you're watching this game at home, what you're knocking off is that BIC is doing everything that they need to do. The U at times looks like they're struggling. Guys, they're down by 2 points. That's how good the U is, but that's how great BIC is playing so far. And what I love to see is both of these teams, when they have a big play go against them, almost immediately every time have responded with something big of their own.
Yeah, and I think we all knew it was going to take one of Patterson U's days and BIC's best day, and that's kind of what we've gotten so far, and it's still a 2-point game. What a half it was.
I really think that as this game goes on, both of these quarterbacks are going to settle in, and because they're going to have to, they're going to make more and more plays in the air, because if you watch some of those plays that they just missed, we could be talking about 40 points for each of them.
And let's take a look at how we got to this. Let's go to the highlights of the first half, and here we see Sterry Codrington being chased down by Mo Ramadan.
You said it's his bicycle. This is at least a moped.
Hitting him with that Vespa sponsorship. Hitting him with that road rash, getting the first touchdown of the day for the BIC, but the Patterson U, Jack, coming right back with a big run.
Yeah, Stephen Jones got out to a quick start in this one, and he was running angry. Slowed down a little bit towards the end of that first half, but here he is again. He had some big runs to start the day for the U.
And just putting that pressure on the BIC defense. We talked about bend and don't break, and Quattrell Huffin here almost broke this BIC defense, Corey.
And it was on 4th down. Both of those runs were on 4th down, and you could see the energy and emotion that both of these teams are playing with today.
Peace sign at the end.
And Courage Mosey, a part of that 2016 BIC championship team, he was trying to make sure that he got a second chip. He likes his chips with dip, dipping into the end zone there. A great day so far from Mosey.
And he has that thick neck with an ascot.
Hitting him with the class, and a big play there. And a lot of great rushing here today. The offense, we haven't seen a lot of passing, but that one right there broke the game open, Jack.
Yeah, the throw was great. The play action fake on that was even better.
And as much as we saw BIC getting beat defensively, they never broke. You said it, bend, not break, right there, getting a stop. And eventually, Patterson U would punch it in with D-Train.
Well, eventually every defense is going to break with that load, getting smashed into it. That's a sledgehammer if I've ever seen one.
And it is a thick boy summer, but let's talk about Matt Riddick having that return there. My goodness.
Yeah, and this was a huge answer for BIC. It was one bounce of the football away from Patterson U recovering, and maybe we're talking about this game being over now.
And most teams that face the U, in that exact moment that Matt Riddick got the ball, that's when they crumble.
Yep.
Matt Riddick is an MVP, stepped up to the challenge.
But then you see Quattrell Huffin just he got his own moped, loses the ball, tosses it back to Mims.
They get their own little bit of luck.
And unlike the other Mims, he wasn't a one-hit wonder. He's had a great day so far today. And then the play of the decade, play of the century, Ashanti Worthy. It's not a Moss anymore. It's a Worthy. And that is a Worthy championship play here in Asbury Park. I'm Matt Ryan, Jack Bartek, and Corey Hammond. Guys, we are bunched up here together. I do declare it is a hot day here in Asbury Park, New Jersey.
It's been hotter.
Well, you're not fat, so you don't have that problem. But, gentlemen, I'm going to ask you right now, do you hold firm with your predictions?
I mean, I'm not a kind of guy that quits. I was playing the Baltimore Cobras earlier this year, and I was losing by 50, and I was still going out there with a bum foot. And I'm not going to quit on this BIC team either. We still have a lot of football to play, guys. And what the U have shown is that even when it's been tight early in games, they have the ability to explode and put 20, 30, sometimes 40 points up in a quarter. But guess what? As I witnessed firsthand with the Renegades, when we were beating this BIC team, of course I'm going to talk about myself, this BIC team into the fourth quarter, 18-12, I think the final score of that game, Jack, was what, like 50-28? So BIC can do the exact same thing. Both of these teams have what it takes. Both of these teams have earned their spot here. And we have 30 minutes of football, guys, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm pumped to see the second half. I'm sticking with my pick. We saw Huff have a bit of a first half. We've seen him be so times this year, but he's never had a game where he didn't step up at the end. I think he'll do so today and seal it for Patterson U, but I called it. It was going to be a great game between the two best teams in the league, and I can't wait to see the last half of football.
I got BIC.
All right.
These guys are going to decide it for us.
And you know what? We've got only 30 minutes left to decide this one. The entire season, the biggest year in the history of the A7FL, comes down to these final 30 minutes. Can the BIC get the win? Can they hold on to it? Or will the U find a way to paddle away with the victory? We'll find out when we return. This is the A7FL Championship live on Fight. And we're here live in Asbury Park, New Jersey. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Jack Bartek and Corey Hammond, and we're getting ready for the 3-on-1. And it has been a loud and exciting day across the board. And as you take a look at this U sideline and you see the BIC getting ready to come out for the half, that level of anticipation, that level of anxiety, it must feel like either Christmas morning or the day you finalize a divorce on either of those sidelines right now.
Well, I don't know what divorces you're finalizing that feel this good. If you're finalizing divorce,
I'm talking about that level of anxiety.
Well, the anxiety for sure, but then you got to come up with some alimony. I think that's how it works. But what was big, guys, is that somewhat innocuous coin toss proves to be huge for the U, because now they have the opportunity to get the ball and answer. Sometimes that first drive of the game, of the second half, is a way to reset momentum and get it back on your side. So if BIC, which I think we would say, guys, has the momentum going into halftime, that little lull as we have, time for me to eat up the airwaves with my gas baggery, but the U now has the opportunity to go back out on the field and put momentum back on their side, especially, guys, if they go play action, big play, first play of the game,
and
first play of the second half.
And it is a beautiful day here in Asbury Park. You saw the people paddling out on the lake, kayaking. I'm going to take a dip in that water as soon as we go off the air.
It's still Shark Week, guys.
Yeah. Live every week like it's Shark Week, as Tracy Jordan said once so eloquently. I am the not-so-eloquent Matt Ryan, joined by two of the best in the business, Jack Bartek, the young bull, and Corey Hammond, the wise sage here. And you see number 23 of the BIC, that's Daryl Verges on the sideline.
Yeah, I'll just say that worthy catch at the end of the first half was incredible for many reasons. It was one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. But what it does is it gives Trenton BIC a 2-point lead going into the second half where they're giving the ball away. So now you have a clean slate. It's 30 minutes of football, and you start with a 2-point lead rather than giving the ball away, trailing by a touchdown already. It totally changes the way you look at the start of the second half.
And Matt, you mentioned Daryl Verges. That's a XFL, AFL. That's a professional football player out there.
And he has not seen the field yet today, but we start the second half with Kareem Moon getting the ball. And Moon, once again, stifled by this return team that has been great so far today, with limited exception.
Yeah, Kareem Moon normally is going to play the return like we've seen Matt Riddick, where he'll hesitate, make the guys make the first move, and then react. This time he's been more straight at him, head of steam going forward, and it might be maybe something's a little off with his game today.
Well, the man that's known as Diane's son trying to get in the head of Kason Campbell there, trying to one-up the rookie. And you know what? If you want to communicate with somebody and you want to be a little nicer, you can get 4 lines of unlimited data for only $100 a month from our friends over at Cricket Wireless. Cricket Wireless, more free, more fun, and we're having fun here at the A7FL Championship game. It is a Schwitzfest in the booth, but it is a score fest on the field. 27-25 your score. If you're just joining us, you have missed one of the best halves of football, the best 2 minutes of football we've seen all year long, and I don't care what league you you rep or what team you rep. This has been amazing football
Especially
here today.
Especially 2021.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything since the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and this one is Super Bowl level play here. The clock has started here at the start of the second half, and here comes a run from Quattrell Huffin. Huffin breaks up field, almost gets Anaconda choked, almost got put in the Anaconda vice, but we'll get the first down, and let's take a see there on the replay. Casey
Good block
Fennessy.
by Darrell Luck on Casey Fennessy. The White Mamba seals the edge, and then Huff. This is going to be what his game has to be if he's going to miss those long passes.
A great start offensively to the second half, and you said it. I want to see how he can turn that into the passing game.
And here's the toss here to the big man number 4, and a slight gain there.
Ski
and
Johnson is one of the best blockers downfield on this U team, but they like to keep him involved in the pass game, in the run game. But a great tackle here by JJ, and Dwan cleaning it up.
But again, that just doesn't feel like the U to me. A big first down play. I feel like when they smell blood in the water, they punch. And right there, a quick screen, it just doesn't feel very Patterson U-esque.
It feels like they respect this defense, and they're trying to catch him off guard. Rodriguez and Smoke at the top of your screen. Number 6,
I'd rather
that's
throw
Darrell
the
Luck
big
at the
smoke
bottom.
on that quick screen than Ski.
Yeah.
No offense to number 4 from the U.
And it will be second down. 2nd and 7.
Dop reporting eligible.
And there's that screen again, and that is off the hands of Big Smoke, and that will be incomplete, and that will be 3rd down.
And it looked catchable, but as quick as that's a miss. He completely missed an easy throw.
And let's take a look at this is the playoff point differential between both teams. Walking into today, plus 117.
And they're
the U
not
have
even playing 2 games.
And that accounts for a forfeit. So they've only allowed 36 points over 2 games, and the BIC over 3 games have only allowed 70. But that plus 117 to that plus 46 is telling. And the U only scoring 153 points in 2 games is ridiculous. And Huff will run with this one. Fantasy can shake it off like lint, and just drops the shoulder in, and it is spicy here in Asbury Park, hitting them with that picante beef, and it is going to be a first down
Not
for the
only does
Patterson
he make
U.
it look easy, starts smiling, but then he delivers the blow at the end, sending Bullet to his backside.
Yeah, he hit him with the old tookus.
Not only did he put him down on the BIC sideline in their faces.
And then you see number 21, hard body, and then there's a whistle blown.
Yeah,
That's a rare timeout from the slot receiver. I've never seen that.
But I'll just say about that Quattrell Huffin run, he didn't gain anything yardage-wise from that hit at the end. That was a very measured move by him, putting Jasper on his back.
Like you said, Jack, no gain.
Yeah.
As far as momentum,
he got the message
huge.
across. The message was received loud and clear.
And this is, playing for that $10,000, playing for that A7FL championship, legacy, history, and honor on the line here. 2 teams that have refused to yield for anybody this year, and have basically had the level of disrespect for opponents that you haven't seen since the Bad Boy Pistons in terms of just hating their opponents.
If there was nothing on the line and there was no cameras and the 3 of us were not up here talking, these teams would want to destroy each other. Put all of that extra into the mix, and you got a 27-25 ball game here.
And the beef is real here between these 2 towns. It is 1st and 10, 27-25 your score in the A7FL championship. Quattrell Huffin, a guy who's been carrying this U team all year, throws that screen again, and here comes a big play. High-stepping was Mims, and that was an interesting kind of play there, Corey. I don't know why he decided to go into the high step. Looked like he was just trying to keep the clock running. Let's see this again.
Looks like he could have even just exploded to the end zone, but there's Andre Jasper, who did just get trucked by Huff.
And that could have been a horse collar tackle, too. If the referees caught that one, it could have been a horse collar.
Well, when it's not called, it's just a touchdown saving tackle.
And there's the handoff to hard body, and it looked like it was supposed to be a keeper there. Falls out of the hands of McKinney,
well,
and it'll be second down.
Huff did have the option to pull it out of hard body's gut. Most of the time, a good option to go to hard body.
And
LJ Smith would say he's 76 speed now. But
and the BIC defense definitely deserves credit, a lot of it, but the U play calling just seems off. Too many screens. I know they like to run those screens, but the deep shots have been so much less than any other game they've played.
And I think that's the respect they have for they have to catch this BIC defense looking. And here comes Quattrell Huffin. Speaking of keeping them looking, he may not get the first down there on second, but he got close, and this one will be called out at around the 7-yard line.
This is a tough defensive matchup because this is a called run. You see Stevenson, number 79, who's actually the brother of the other defensive back Stevenson that we've seen earlier today. He's pulling and running hard downhill. So when they spread him out with a trips to the top of the screen spread offense, you have to honor the pass. But then it makes it easy for Quattro Huffin, who's a very good runner himself, to get an easy 7 yards, bringing up the 3rd and 2.
And McKinney will stay in the backfield, and you see Smoke Coburn in the slot, joining him number 4, Ski Johnson at the top of your
Look
screen.
for play action rollout to the right.
And wow, just called it. Huff throws this one to the end zone in a sea of blue and white, and it'll be knocked down. And that's the best
penalty there is, but if it's defensive pass interference, it's a shame. Because BIC should not have even done anything other than catch this ball. That's got to be a pick. That's a terrible decision by the MVP of the league.
He had Hardbody wide open on the other side of the end zone, too.
And it's pass interference on the offense. So this will be 3rd down. They will replay 3rd down. And that is insane here.
Well, it'll be interesting. They could accept the penalty and bring up 3rd and long.
And we're going to see the penalty here.
This Hardbody's wide open.
And he was.
And there it is. And you see the push. The push from number 4, Ski Johnson, and number 11, Bullet.
Probably saved an interception.
The throwback to the running back after play action is the last read. So he would have had to go through his progression. He could have had to look at Ski Johnson, then to Pat Coburn, then to Hardbody. But the thing is that he should have got at least to the second option.
And Jack, mental mistakes have been the biggest error so far for both teams
100%.
today. Small little slips-ups, those offsides penalties, these pass interference penalties have yielded to scores, and right now the first big offensive penalty of the day for the Patterson U. And take a look right there off the edge. Corey's pointing it out to us on the monitor. Take a look at that the defensive end. Here comes the pressure. Wide, the big shot, caught, touchdown, and the lead changes again. Back and forth, forever and ever. The pendulum swings back to the U's way, and a big play by Dakari Mims going viral in the championship.
Yeah, we said before it was a worthy, so is that a worthy right there? Or are we
just worthy?
He worthied them. He worthied them.
Now,
wow.
Matt Ryan is one of the best at doing this in the entire, maybe world, we'll say at least the Northeast. Dakari Mims this whole season has been relatively quiet, guys. That's why you look at the roster and you say Air Jamaica and make the quick mistake that he's probably is getting killed at, still from that early touchdown. But guess what? We're not going to make the same mistake ever again because Dakari Mims on special teams,
he's made his name
especially on offense, and even the kind of weird touchdown that was Huff's run. That's 3 times in the end zone for a guy that at least now is definitely going viral.
He's attributed to 18 of the 31 points of Patterson here today, and looking to make this a 33-27 game with the Patterson U taking the lead back here on the first drive of the second half. The crowd is at a fever pitch here today in Asbury Park. And now Kareem Moon in trouble, throws this one, caught on a slide, and there it is, Ski Johnson hitting the slopes.
Yeah, how does Kareem Moon fall down and still throw a pretty good pass?
And take a look at this replay here. Slides that throw. It looked like a flag was thrown, but it was a piece of tape. And just Ski Johnson getting himself a Sports Center moment and a championship level moment, trying to win that $10,000, but also the A7FL championship trophy, which has been provided by our friends at Herff Jones. They're the suppliers of the A7FL championship, the rings, and the A7FL championship pendant. For more information on how you can get one or celebrate your own awesome accomplishments, go to HerffJones.com. Herff Jones, champion, has a ring to it.
Let's bring it back to the touchdown, guys. We were just talking about Huff making the not-so-grand decision to throw to Ski Johnson. Well, he'd more than made up for it with a perfect throw and the one-on-one coverage. Dakari Mims has had a great game, but without a great throw there, and we've been saying it all day, Jack, right? If you just put the ball on the money, you got the size mismatch, and it's here's the 3-on-1.
And Huff is back on the field, and so is Ashanti Worthy. And this one will go out of the end zone, almost hit our cameraman on the field, and it will be 1st and 10 with the ball on the 20. And
how about Dakari Mims? 3 receptions for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. Have a championship day.
Not a bad day. For a guy that, when we talk about the keys to the game, Jack, would probably be the 30th guy we might mention.
Yeah, he was not one of the players to watch here today.
Not taking anything away from his game, but that's how loaded this U team is, that when you have guys like Big Smoke, Jumpman, and let's be honest, at times they've maybe even dropped the ball a little bit, maybe figuratively and literally. Guess who comes in to save the day? Yeah, Mr. Viral himself.
And he would be the best receiver on any team in the league outside of these two, probably.
Hey, Dakari Mims. This is Corey Hammond from the Renegades. Oh, great.
And you know what? I can say with a certainty 4 new divisions have been locked in and inked for the 2022 season.
I was on a road trip recently.
And you know what?
I was driving through Tennessee and Texas. I wonder
if you're taking a look at some of if you're a new franchise, if you're owner of these new divisions, you're watching these talented players and you're wondering, where can I get some of that? And look at this, trying to get some of this action. A big play there by number 23, Daryl Verges, the ex-XFLer. Shout out to Dwayne Johnson. I will be sending you my resume a little bit later on to play.
Real quick about Daryl Verges, one time, guys, when I played for SBF, which stands for Super Best Friends, you know, the South Park super team. Mm-hmm. I played against BIC when they had Daryl Verges. I threw for 7 touchdowns. Daryl Verges had 11 carries for 9 touchdowns and beat us. He was tackled once and went out of bounds the other time.
And LJ Smith at the start of the season talked about Daryl Verges being a player to watch. We have not seen him.
He's always that guy that comes in these moments for BIC, because he's a guy that played with BIC about 6-7 years ago and then made a name for himself and even got on a Giants practice squad.
And Verges will be set up to the right. 2 wide receivers. Ashanti Worthy at the bottom of your screen. Kason Campbell with a lot of room in the slot. And Codrington will roll out and get dropped. The first sack of the day, and that one right there.
Oh, boy.
The dot boss, of course, with the sack. Take a look at this one.
We talk about getting undressed. That's a literal undressing.
He hockeyed him. He ripped his jersey.
Of course.
That's a 5-minute major. Game misconduct.
Not in football, guys.
No, you get a
pat on the back in football.
Somewhere out there in ex-New Orleans Saints.
Dot boss. And a quote from you, sir, on a great play defensively.
I want to win a championship.
All right.
3rd and 20.
Momentum starting to shift here on 3rd and 20. You know, sometimes you might think, guys, you know, get it to a reasonable distance and then punt or throw off. Not here, guys. BIC, with the playmakers that they have, they can't allow momentum to keep dripping out of their corner, because right now the U is playing the way they like to play, downhill and with a smile on their face. Let's see what Sterry Codrington can dial up on 3rd and 20.
Ball set on the 10-yard line. Codrington in shotgun. Campbell in motion. Riddick back on the field, joining Worthy and Campbell. 3 on the line. And here comes the pressure. Rolling into the end zone. Codrington playing a dangerous game. Will get on his bicycle on this one. Stays upright. Throws this one. And that is gone in the hands of Kason Campbell. And looking for a call there against the man with the Sonic uniform. And that was Kel Gallimore.
Oh, it's going against
all
the
in the booth here, holding our breath at every moment as Sterry Codrington's back there. And right now, it looks like he's showing his age, because he throws it into coverage and is lucky that Kason Campbell is able to get his hands on that.
It's going to be roughing the quarter-back on Patterson U on the back end of that one.
Sterry, with such great games in the past couple of games so far,
and
getting the star call, which I call it. I don't know. Guys, I grew up watching 90s quarterbacks just absolutely murdered in the pocket. Let's just see here.
And Codrington just finding ways out of the zone, finding ways to stay upright. We see here, ball is thrown, and there's that tackle.
Way late.
Yeah,
that's wow. We're looking downfield. That was a very late hit and a huge mistake by the U.
And now loading up triplets. Campbell leading the way. Riddick in motion. There's the screen to Worthy, and Ashanti Worthy trying to break something off, and we'll get to the 35, and we'll get possibly the first down, and going right at the dot boss. And that smack talk is not stopping from either side, even though they're down 5 here in the 3rd.
On 3rd and 20, we were talking about momentum. BIC, even though it was a penalty, getting the conversion, stopped the bleeding a little bit there. And, you know, on 1st down, they go quick screen to Ashanti Worthy, just get the ball in his hands. Brings up 2nd and 2. a lot of options as they bring in Darrell Burgess again into the backfield.
Matt Ryan joined by Corey Hammond and Jack Bartek live in Asbury Park, New Jersey for the A7FL Championship. Their share of $10,000 in the A7FL Championship trophy on the line. The BIC have not held it since 2016. The U held it last year, but they want to right the ship and get the win here. But Sterry Codrington looking to play spoiler and will get near U territory, gets the first down, and it continues to get chippy here in Asbury.
Somebody said a word that rhymes with a bad word.
Yeah, and all second half long, they've been trying to get in Codrington's head. They went a little bit too far with that roughing the passer. It cost them a lot. Now we'll see what this flag is all about. Codrington is not happy, and now his team is trying to back him up a little bit. But
and not to be outdone, Courage Mosey is actually running to the U to get his unlimited talk.
And a penalty on the U. Unsportsmanlike conduct that will offset. It's on both players.
Right, just to be clear, Matt Ryan, when he did the read before, he was saying that you want to talk to your friends nicely. Cricket Wireless sponsors talk just like this over their airs. If it's trash talk, it's still free, unlimited.
If you want to talk smack to your opponents, go to cricketwireless.com, and it will be the flag here. And a shout out to all of our amazing sponsors who have been with us all year.
Shout out to Burton without his clothes on right there. That's the big man with no shirt on.
He is just ready. He is ready. It's about. It feels like that episode of The Simpsons when the Yakuza.
Say an episode of Oz.
Oh no.
Well, as everybody gets back to it, let's talk about what happened on the field. And it was a great play call from BIC. They bring in the two running backs. One of them is an enormous, huge man in Darrell Burgess. And then they lead block using a, just a basic power left principle. But when you are able to run power run plays with the quarterback, you have that extra blocker because there's nobody just wasting time handing off like I guess I do in most games. So it was a great design, but also, more importantly, that's what Sterry Codrington, I think, does best, feels most comfortable doing. And if you're trying to open up the U, change momentum a little bit on 2nd and 2, great play call from BIC as they continue this drive. And
they have a chance now to make that big penalty hurt because had it not been for that roughing the passer, it would have been 4th down. BIC would have been throwing off back to the U, who already had a one-score lead.
And the last play we remember of Codrington would have been that almost panic throw into coverage, hoping that Kason Campbell can bail him out.
This game could have been essentially over for all intents and purposes, if not for that roughing the passer penalty.
And it will be 1st and 10.
A lot of offsetting nonsense, it seems like.
It's getting tenser and tenser on the field.
Takari Mims has had a great game. You see him now at the bottom of your screen, covering Ashanti Worthy one-on-one.
And both of these teams feeling the pressure here. Which one will bend or break first? There's the toss back. Big opportunity here for the BIC. Trying to cut downfield, but that one will not go, and a big run there.
Driving all the way up from Maryland to play for the Trenton BIC. He played with a team called Army, was a Rookie of the Year candidate himself, and he shows why Carl Meisner gave him the call to make that trip.
And a disciplined run there by the BIC, trying to establish a rhythm here, Corey.
Yeah, speed option with Sterry Codrington. The defense reacts to the quarterback and allows for the pitchman to get 20-plus yards and another 1st and 10. Great drive from BIC. Almost all of it, guys, except for that penalty, has been on the ground.
And it feels and smells like Christmas here in Asbury Park as both of these teams are looking to celebrate.
California Christmas.
Yeah, it's California Christmas time here. The weather is very California-esque, and a shout-out to our California division. And Christos, one of the investors in the A7FL, one of the heads of our A7FL San Diego division, joining us here today.
Shout out to Millard, who is a beast of a player.
Yeah.
And even though they got owned in that game, showed that he's maybe one of the best players in this league.
Yeah.
And we may see one of those teams or one of the new divisions playing right here next summer in Asbury Park. The handoff to Ashanti Worthy, breaking the tackle and more, trying to get to the 15 and gets a flatliner for his troubles. People pulling out the Chris Canyon playbook.
Yeah, J-Rock trying to get a little extracurricular in there. But I love when I see a guy that can cut it back, just take it right upfield. Great run by Ashanti Worthy.
And if you want to be a part of the A7FL and invest in the future of football, if you're loving what you're seeing right now, and how could you not love the football you're seeing right now from both of these teams, you can be a part of that by heading to a7fl.com/invest.
And BIC has been spectacular on the ground today, and they've shown it again in this second half. When they can get that ground attack going, they're dangerous. But, Corey, you said something interesting before. One of these teams is going to have to win throwing the football. It's just going to come down to who.
Well, if both of these quarterbacks, which they've shown, which is something that I guess is a blind spot for me, are able to run the ball as they have, Jack, unfortunately, maybe not.
And James Sullivan will be a eligible receiver for Sterry Codrington on 2nd and 1, 2:38 left to go. Long drives here in the third quarter, not what we're used to seeing in the first or second quarter. And the handoff to Worthy. He'll get the first down and more. A shot to Worthy will get into the end zone. We'll see if he's
out.
That's what I'm trying to see here, and they call it a touchdown.
Toes.
And this one
Tight
will be
ropes up the sideline and gives a stank face to the.
And this one will be a reviewable call. Jack, what'd you see?
I thought he for sure stepped out of bounds. We don't have the best angle on it, but...
Oh, he's out. He is on that line. He is on the line. That is out of play.
Well, you can hear some Patterson fans below us have an opinion. I think one of them's Jovito
Oh, yeah,
Sands.
he is out of bounds.
And I skew offense, and based on my pick earlier today, guys, I'm going to say that he definitely stayed in bounds.
I'm buying you glasses for Christmas, friend.
Well, a doctor a long time ago said my left eye is lazy. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's too lazy
the
to see the
touchdown will stand.
That was a quick. Hey, Matt
They
Riddick
have
in here to do it for the Graham.
You have chosen not to review it. Riddick for the Graham, and the BIC will get the lead on a controversial touchdown thrown to Sterry Codrington Jr. on the conversion.
Have more catches than completions today.
Well, let's check that stat from John at the stats desk.
That is,
He picked the BIC to win, and so far today, he's looking right with a 1-point lead in the throw to Sterry Codrington and just lightly drops it down. What a day so far for this BIC offense. A very, very gracious call on that one, and that one's going to be reviewed and talked about on the boards for a long, long time, Corey.
Yeah, they're going to be talking about that play if BIC wins. That's going to be the excuse that the U fans use. The players don't use excuses. But maybe Jovito Sams, who we can hear letting his opinion on the play be known below us. But, hey, guess what? If I tell this to my team all the time, if the ref calls it, that's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, the refs may be wrong, but they don't lie. Because whatever they say goes, and right now, it doesn't matter because it's 34-33
I
BSC.
do think they were wrong right there. Though.
Yeah.
But either way...
But they're telling the truth because guess what? We're going on.
Either
and
way...
We're moving forward, and it definitely was close, guys. And I'll be honest, Jack, we needed a longer time looking at that maybe. But here comes the throw, and here comes the potential answer from the U.
And here comes a chance for the Patterson U. Number 28, Stephen Jones Jr. And they're taken down, but a good run.
Once again, Quan, I think he has 4 tackles on those 3-on-1s.
And we'll go to Jack with a quick stat in just a moment. But, folks, we have to say it again. If you're loving this game and you want to be a part of it, you have to be an investor in the A7FL. The expansion's locked in, but that doesn't mean you still can't be a part of the league. Be our bosses. Pay our bills at a7fl.com/invest. If you thought this game was insane, wait until the 2022 season.
Guys, don't be me with GameStop. Don't miss out on this, guys.
Hold the line and invest in the A7FL. Speaking of lines, it'll be 1st and 10. And the play action, the toss, and there's a flag on the field. And that will be a huge... We could see it in either direction. Jack, what do you got for us in terms of stats?
You asked for, Corey, 2 catches, 3 completions for Sterry Codrington.
It's close.
Close. Maybe next drive.
Well, one of those is at least one of those is a quick screen.
Yeah,
So we could say that's an extension of the running game. So de facto, I'm close there. But Sterry Codrington, regardless of his passing statistics, guys, has played well enough up to this point to be beating a team in the U that at times, guys, we thought was unbeatable.
And I believe this has been the most, or at least the second most points that have been scored on the U so far this season.
Oh, by far. It's probably double the amount.
2 wide receivers set, 3 on the line. 1 next, and Darryl Marcus McKinney with it. The throw and a completion trying to make something happen, and Moon may have gotten close to the first down, but he will not get it. It'll be just about a 2-yard gain.
Huff has a lot of tools in the weapon bag. Play action is one of them. And great play after the catch by BIC. But he's wide open on that play because the linebackers in the second level of defense have to respect hard body in the run, and Moon's able to just sneak right behind him.
And they'll give it to him 2nd and 4.
And this BIC defense has been really good today.
And now Huff will have to throw this one, gets it off, and that one going to number 4. That's Ski Johnson, and they will get the first down. And Johnson a little upset with the officials. So is Matt Riddick. They're not saying that was a first down. They're calling a little Bravo Sierra on that one. But it looks like it'll be a first down for the U with 1:14 left to go.
Huff is always so close to the line of scrimmage when he releases the ball.
Yeah.
How is that not a first down?
Yeah, I mean, that's clearly a first down. And even though it is a first down.
What they were saying is that Matt Riddick went low on the tackle and didn't go for the wrap, which is an illegal tackle in this league. But those skinny guys sometimes get away with that.
And it looks like they're moving it up because of that wrap. They're moving it up because they're saying Riddick didn't go for the wrap tackle, and that will be another huge mental lapse, another huge mistake by the BIC.
Hidden yards have been huge, guys. One of the biggest plays in this game is that roughing the passer that the U did.
And from both of these teams, they've both been pretty disciplined all season long, so maybe that championship game, those nerves starting to show.
It's that pressure. The discipline. You said it best, Jack. These teams need to be locked in, and right now those small little mistakes have cost huge. And play action, Huff in trouble, throws this one.
That's Rob Fabian.
Huff Fabian taking it out.
Fabian.
Getting a gain of 1, but a statement play there. The U staying alive on this drive, but the clock continuing the run.
Only a gain of 1, but realistically, by getting that pass off, completing it, and not taking the sack, it's more like a net gain of about 9 or 10.
But, guys, if there wasn't quick pressure, that viral guy, Dakari Mims, wide open again on the play-action streak.
And Big Rob Fabian, what is he here to do? Win a championship.
He's also there to at least just catch the ball, because after he caught the ball, he looked to the sideline like he made a huge highlight play just because he caught it. For a guy who's thrown a touchdown to Rob Fabian one time, you got to give the big guy credit. It is a thick boy summer.
And this will probably be the last. And in motion. That's number 4, Ski Johnson. He'll set out wide, and Huff will just run with this one. This one will run out the clock, but Quattrell Huffin stopped and stymied at the 30, and that will be the end of a third quarter that has seen as many ups and downs as the end of the first half. As we go to the end of the third quarter, we have 15 minutes to decide this one. It's the BIC 34, the 33 for the U. We'll figure out what happens and who walks away with the title next on Fight.
The A7FL is entering its 7th season. We have over 20 teams, distribution through Twitch, Facebook Live, now Fight Big Wave TV, with over 600,000 die-hard football fans that follow us on social media. And our unique brand of football, combined with the NFL's huge problem with CTE, has led to amazing media coverage since the very start. Now we're raising money to build A7FL into a true national sports league. We're creating our own version of America's most popular sport, and we need your help. Invest now so we can reinvent football, the game we all love, together.
The BIC and the Patterson U have 15 minutes and 1 point separating each of them from the A7FL Championship. We're about to decide this one. Welcome back to the A7FL National Championship on Fight. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by the young bull Jack Bartek and Corey Hammond, a.k.a. Corey Damas. And gentlemen, we have had a close and contentious game all afternoon long, but with just a few more moments to decide this one. How are you feeling if you're the Patterson U or you're the Trenton BIC?
Well, it's hard to beat a team twice in a season, especially a team that obviously is this good as BIC has shown to be. But guys, if I'm winning a game, I'm not winning the $2,500 division championship. I want to win this national championship. So the U, they're down 1, but they still got 15 minutes left to show that they're the better team.
Huff in trouble, throws this to Big Smoke. Smoke with some time, runs downfield and will step out of bounds at the 21-yard line. And it will be a first down for the Patterson U. Take a look at this play here.
Fact real quick, the last 2 completions have been to former BIC players. Big Rob Fabian won a championship in 2016 with his running mate, Big Smoke, Pat Coburn. Both former BIC players on the U right now.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the first time we've called Smokey's name all day.
And that's got to be salt in the wound there. Two former BIC players setting up for some really good drives so far by the Patterson U. The first half, we saw nothing but quick drives from both of these teams. Not really meticulous, really long drives. You've seen 3 to 4 big plays and then a turnover on downs or a touchdown. And now both of these teams eating up clock, slowing the pace of the game down, really trying to dictate pace. And Jack, that's not really what you tend to see from the U.
Yeah, and for the U, this is the first time we've seen them trailing going to the fourth quarter all season long, regardless of it being by 1 point. It's time to see what they're made of.
And this is the biggest test of the U so far this year, and it came from the team that pushed them to the brink in the New Jersey State Championship game. And the D-Train rumbling and stumbling, and we're getting a decent gain here, a gain of about 4, and it will be second down.
Guys, the last time Quattrell Huffin, in a full game at least, has looked this human was in 2019 when they lost to the Immortals.
And you know what? CP3, the MVP of that game and the MVP of that season, has been on both sides of the ball today. And there's a run to the play-action pass, and Huff will run with it, and there's a flag on the field.
That's one of the few guys in this league that can chase Huff from behind. Matt Riddick playing defense.
And it will be a replay of second down, and it will be a loss of 5.
Now the U, they are famous for their "we're here to win a championship" quotes. But as you can
more
see,
than 5. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty.
we got Matt Riddick, a primarily offensive player out there playing defense. Kason Campbell, primarily offensive player out there playing defense.
And
the U's here to win a championship,
Yeah.
but make no mistake, BIC is here for the same thing.
And is that just showing respect to the power of the U, or are they just admitting that their secondary has been cooked
when you
here
have
today?
great players, guess what? Sometimes great players have to be in the meaningful moments in a game. And when these guys that they're covering are as good as they are, it helps when you have 2 of the best wide receivers knowing what they're looking to do.
Looking for an option. Huff will get on his bicycle. Quattrell Huffin getting to the 15-yard line, and a big play there from Huff, but will not be enough to get the first down. Yeah. It will be 3rd and about 5 for the defending A7FL champions.
And that's where the penalty hurts you. You know, that's a big gain, and normally a first down, almost always, but now with the penalty, it sets them up still a 3rd and 7, and granted, it's almost guaranteed to be 4-down territory at this point for Patterson U. It makes life difficult.
And 3rd and 6, D-Train set up to the right of Huffin. 2 wide receivers, one of them Ski Johnson. The throw swatted down!
Darryl Burgess.
What a play by Darryl Burgess. On defense, this BIC offensive squad playing two-way ball and stifling him there. Connection dropped.
And let me tell you, if there was a dome on this building, he might have jumped straight out of it. On both sides of the football today, no matter which way the score ends up going, there are some athletes.
The ex-New York Giants showing off and showing out here in a limited capacity so far today for the BIC. But with 12:39 left to go and a 4th and 6, down 1 point, and you see the dot boss and number 25 showing themselves as to be eligible receivers. Pardon me, that's number 21.
That's hard body.
That's hard body Marcus McKinney. 2 wide receivers set in time.
Good pocket.
Huff throws this
Dot
one to the dot boss. Dot boss, of course, gets the first down and more, and will be taken out of play around the 7.
So
On 4th down.
sure-handed.
You cover you cover Big Smoke. You cover Mims, who's been a baller in this game. You cover Moon. You see D-Train's in the backfield. Oh wait, we forgot that there's a 6'5" athletic tight end that's going to release after blocking somebody and creating a great pocket. So not only look at it, he's blocking one of the best defensive ends. K-Wack. K-Wack thinks he makes the play on defense, getting by.
And here we go, and there it is, touchdown, just beating off the break, not letting us get to the replay. And here we go, the lead shifts again. The Patterson U getting it to Jumpman Rivera. Jumpman, he is up to something, and it's a 39-34 game, Jack.
I mean, we couldn't even react to it. We barely even got to see the play.
Well, here we go.
Here was into the end zone. Nice replay here. And, oh, what a throw by Huff. Oh, my goodness. Fitting it in such a small window. And that's just, I mean, that is Patterson U at their best. We haven't seen it a lot today. But right there, that 2-play sequence, that's Patterson U at their best.
And just right past Kason Campbell.
What a throw.
a guy who's had a tremendous day here today, Jumpman Rivera, featured by NorthJersey.com, and a preview for this game today. A guy who's been a part of this league since probably the very beginning, Corey, and a cornerstone of this U offense.
Yeah, we talked about Darrell Burgess on the Giants practice squad. Jumpman was on the Jets.
Jumping in the Jets right now, jumping to a 5-point lead, 2-point
conversion attempt.
Yeah, going for 2 here. Big Smoke at the bottom of your screen in the slot. In trouble. The throw over to SJ. SJ piling through, knocks through Riddick and gets the points on the board and makes this now a 41-34 game.
We talk about the 3-on-1 throw-off. That was a 3-on-1 extra point where SJ had the ball with 10 yards to go and 3 BIC defenders, and SJ wins for the 2-point conversion, which now is a 7-point lead, which is huge, meaning BIC, even if they punch back, they got to convert.
Yep. And that is just like you said. He catches the football 10 yards out, 3 defenders in front of him. That is just will to win right there, putting the shoulder down and giving everything you got.
And it was the play call from the rip. They decided in the huddle that they were going to just do a dump pass to one of their running backs and get a one-on-one matchup. Well, that one-on-one turned into a 1-on-3, but SJ was still up to the challenge and finds a way to find Pater.
And you need world-class protection for something like that. And the only way you can get world-class protection is through our friends over at ZoomBang. You find out what's in you when it comes out, and that's Marshawn Lynch's credo, and that's what you get with ZoomBang. You get high-level protection with a specialized polymer. You can learn more at ZoomBang.com, and we're zooming to the conclusion of this championship game, and the BIC will get the ball back. This one bounces over the head of Ashanti Worthy. He picks it up, trying to cut through, finds a way around, stays upright, but will be stopped at the 10. And a great play there by number 8. That's Daryl Mims.
And listen, you look at it, they're going to start with the ball on the 10-yard line. Seems like it's really bad, but just the fact that he recovered that football is a positive for BIC.
That could have happened to Matt Riddick earlier.
Yeah.
And if it did, we wouldn't have that 6, maybe 7 points on the board. Ashanti Worthy's such an athlete, it didn't even look like he was worried at any moment of that play. And the ball just magnetically jumped up into his hand like Captain America's shield.
He one-handed it.
Right? Oh, man. Don't you watch this sometimes and wish, like, yeah, if I could do that, man.
And with 11.5 minutes left to go, the BIC down 34-41. Patterson has 2 timeouts remaining. BIC have all of their timeouts and the 2-minute warning left to go. So right now, the BIC could be in some semblance of control.
This could be that drive if you're Sterry Codrington. This is the one you dream about in the 4th quarter.
And Codrington will keep this one on first down. Cuts through. Finds another running lane. Will get a mild gain of about 5. Maybe a little less than that. And it will be 2nd down.
Finish my point. When I dreamed about a drive in the 4th quarter, I was throwing it. Sterry might be running it in this drive. But regardless, if he's at the helm and he converts, maybe they go for 2.
Yeah. Great job by the U swarming to the football there, too, not letting him break free like he's been so accustomed to.
James Sullivan will be an eligible receiver.
He's out there to block, Matt.
I know, but he called himself as an eligible receiver. I'm just calling the...
When he played with me 5 years ago, he could catch. And he still can't catch. He's out there to block.
Kason Campbell at the bottom of your screen. Ashanti Worthy will set up next to Sterry Codrington.
Watch out for Worthy. 4th quarter, time to unlock that weapon.
And watch Stansberry on the line for the BIC. Hands it off to Worthy. Worthy will try to cut up field and will get a moderate gain, if anything, getting to the 19, and it will be 3rd down.
And that's Air Jamaica. If you were thinking that Dakari Mims just got huge in a couple of plays.
And that's what it's all about right there. The A7FL Championship, that beautiful cup designed by Herff Jones. Both of these teams are looking to put their name on that trophy. Not on Zach, our scoring guy, our stats analyst, but on that trophy. The Patterson U looking to put it again for the 3rd time. Yeah, the BIC for the 2nd.
And that's Zach down there. He's like the guy that travels around with the Stanley Cup.
Yes.
The A7FL Cup, sponsored by Herff Jones, has similar security because everybody's trying to get a drink out of that.
Got to put the white gloves on.
And
he should have white gloves on.
We got to get him some white gloves, some linen gloves.
That's why he's holding the wood part. He's not touching the brass or the gold.
and it'll be 3rd and 4. Codrington snaps. Here comes the pressure. Rolling out to his left. Codrington, like Eli against the Pats, throws this one to...
Can't throw it to...
And he tried to throw it to K-Wack, who is an ineligible receiver. Codrington with the biggest mental lapse of the day. And again, the BIC
Hooligans?
with their back to the wall.
You hear the hooligans beneath me?
Oh,
Dot
man.
Boss usually makes this play, so Sterry makes a great play there. And we talked about it. Ant Salavano, number 11, is the one who raises his hand, even though he's there to block, and got beat.
And the
K-Wack normally is the tight end for this team, though, so...
And
the worst part about that play is
Codrington furious.
before the throw, you see Dot Boss go to the ground, takes out one of his teammates, so Codrington has a 5-on-7. That's one time where you probably would have loved to see him run the football.
A flag on the play, and we're trying to figure out what's going to happen here on 4th down. It looks like
throw off.
They're going to go for the 3-on-1 here.
So
timeout called by by Trenton. Their first charge timeout. And
so here's the thing. With 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter, it would almost be a bad decision for BIC to go for it in normal situations. But if the U scores here,
it's over.
We might say game over because they're the type of team that with a 2-point lead, they put the pedal to the metal, and you can't stop them.
And let's see this play again. Sterry Codrington with a great play here, staying alive, staying moving, and then throwing it to the raw, and he had so much room to run.
He would have had a 1-on-1 running to the sticks, but I listen, the defense has been great today, but I just cannot hang my hat on this defense when all season long it's been Sterry Codrington and this offense. I'm taking
Jack,
a chance
honestly,
at 4th and 8.
Jack, honestly, scoring in from the 15 might be harder to do
than going downfield.
And the offense coming back on the field. If you want us to know what your opinion about this is, follow us across social media. Leave a comment on Facebook, tweet us on Twitter, hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And it looks like they will be going for the 3-on-1. Ashanti Worthy,
he
furious.
wants the ball. Ashanti Worthy is saying we will convert it, but the simple fact is that on 3 plays, they only got 1 yard. And their quarterback made a mistake on 3rd, so
Corey,
they're punting it.
This is the one they're going to regret.
And this ball will bounce and will go out of play at the 31. They're not wanting any piece right now of Mims. Dakari Mims was the intended returner on that one, and that one will go out of play. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Patterson U, up 41-34 with 9:03 left to go here in the 4th.
I can't get behind that one. You live and die with what got you here, in my opinion, and that has been Sterry Codrington in this offense.
And we've seen the Patterson U make some big mental errors so far in this game, though, on offense.
Yeah.
They have opened themselves up to some situations to where they've given the ball up and had to throw the ball over.
And they might be pigeonholing themselves, bringing in Hardbody into the game, a guy who considers himself a closer. But if I'm the U right now, personnel-wise, SJ's my running back to pound the rock.
And Dot Boss, an eligible receiver.
The U offense has been very good in the second half. If it was the first half, maybe I'd be okay with throwing it off, but not now. This U offense is firing on all cylinders.
And Hardbody with a big run there, a gain of about 6. Pardon me, the gain of about 5, and it will be 2nd down.
And the worst thing that you can do right now is go hurry up.
And that's
because the best thing they can do is get rid of the clock.
They have to kill the clock here, and Smoke not going in motion, trying to get off the field, and calling the whistle, and that's a timeout.
Oh wow, they
called timeout. That was a clear penalty, and the U has some fodder if they want to say that BIC paid the refs off. Now, BIC, of course, didn't pay the refs off. It's a running joke in our league.
And that's just all falderall and joking. Corey is joking.
Of course I'm joking. And of course, these refs are doing a much better job than any of us in the booth, any of these soccer hooligans we can hear on the sideline can do. But that's 2 questionable calls. The big one was the Ashanti Worthy step-in. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. We didn't hear what they were screaming down there as BIC, but that's a big timeout.
And Corey, you'll be the presenter of the 2021 trophy down on the field a little bit later on. So you got to tell after the show, after the game, you got to tell us the temperature of that crowd on this field, no matter what happens. The Dot Boss
if the
will
U
list himself
wins,
as an eligible receiver.
We might get a soccer hooligan rush of the field.
It's going to be like the Mets in '86.
There better be security around those goalposts.
Big smoke at the top of your screen. Big pressure here. Hard body will get the ball. And a big run, but stifled. May not have gotten the first down, but keeps the ball moving here. And it will be third down.
That's a big hit by the defensive lineman there.
Yeah,
and hard body's a huge man. He's actually an extreme athlete that can also himself do a back handspring into a backflip if he scores.
The Royal Rooters of
but on
either
third
team.
and 4, huge play for BIC.
And the screen faked. Huff in trouble. Quattrell Huffin on his bicycle and will get the first down, but gets planted at the 40, and the clock will still run.
Interesting hesitation there because Huff certainly had that first down. I think he was looking for the touchdown, but he's happy to take the first, and it'll be 1st and 10 as the U feels real comfortable with 7 minutes left in this game. A lot to play, but
the clock
this is
your
what they
worst
think
nightmare.
that they've earned.
The clock is your biggest enemy if you're BIC here. It just continues to run down, and not only now, if Patterson U punches one in, not only do you have to score twice, but you have to stop Patterson U as well.
And a rush here. Quattrell Huffin moves the ball downfield, and there's a stop by number 26.
That's what I was saying before. When they brought in hard body to run the ball, they're almost making it worse for themselves. In the formation they're in, they've had success all day with Huff just back there as the single potential ball carrier, because you have to honor the wide receivers with at least one-on-one coverage. And Huff is able to immediately attack the edge, gain yards, and another easy first down for the U offense.
Clavon Radcliffe was with the tackle. It'll be 1st and 10. The BIC only have one timeout left. And remember, folks, the U have not given up a turnover the entire playoffs.
Matt Riddick trying to sneak in there. He's skinny enough, but he's too tall.
And it will be 1st and 10. You check that blitz there from Riddick. He'll pitch back. And now Huff in trouble. Throws it, caught one-handed by the dot boss, of course. And he gets the first down.
Are you kidding me? No one that big should be able to make a catch like that.
And no one that great at football should be as unselfish as the dot boss is. But he just makes plays when his team needs him. And let's give credit to Matt Riddick, who is outweighed there probably by at least 150, maybe 200 pounds total. And he hangs on for the touchdown-saving tackle. But it's still first down for the U.
And that one looked very hairy there for the Patterson U. And a timeout called by the U, I believe. That'll be their second charge timeout, or that was an official timeout.
Yeah, BIC did everything that they needed to do to keep Quattrell Huffin from running on that play. It's just...
Time will call back in.
He does this thing sometimes called passing. And sometimes he uses this guy called Dot Boss.
Of course.
Of course.
And guess what he wants?
He wants to win a championship.
Not only does he want it, but that's what he's here for.
Yeah, and they are 6 minutes and 7 seconds away from their second consecutive championship. The Patterson U in their third straight A7FL championship game. The BIC in their first championship game since 2016, winning their only A7FL title to date. They are looking to right that wrong here today, but historically the Patterson U have won 6 times between these two teams, the BIC only 2. This is the 9th meeting between these two teams, and history. On the toss here to Kareem Moon, but Moon gets stifled and brought down by Kason Campbell.
So now here you go, a big stop on first down, brings up 2nd and long, 5:40 to play. This is your opportunity if you're BIC. If you give up another first down here, the odds are looking slimmer and slimmer every play, but this is a chance to really give yourself a good shot to tie the ball.
BIC has a tall task. Not only do they have to stop the U, which has really been tough all season, they have to score on the U, which has been really tough all season, and at minimum they have to get that 1-point conversion.
Yeah.
I want to see if they have the cojones, if they get 6 points on the board to go for 2.
Well,
and if they get 1,
and
or
then throw
if they
behind
get
the
2,
back.
they have to get another
play
stop.
action. Huff throws this one deep into the end zone. Can he come up with it? He holds on to the ball. It's the dot boss, of course, and it is now 47-34, and that rock has just been a little harder to push uphill.
And if anyone has Ashanti today, it's Ashanti worthy, but let's give an Ashanti to that snag. JJ does everything he can to try to get it out of those enormous hands, but they're just too strong, young man.
And
too
it is
strong.
A 13-point game, a 2-possession game, but yet again, remember, folks, the clock does not run on the 3-on-1 throw-off. So a lot can happen in the space of that return, we might see it run back, but it all hinges right now on this 1-point conversion.
It was 2 minutes, 15 seconds, guys. It was 13-12. We ended the half at 27-25. So those last 2 minutes, we still got plenty of ball left to play, guys.
Yeah, and if BIC wants to win this one, I think we're going to need to see at least, we're going to have to see either a throw-off return or at least one big play. So.
And here comes Corrine Moon. Moon running in, not able to get there with 5. Oh, the ball comes loose, but the whistle will blow it dead. SJ not able to get that one. And Corey Hammond will make his way downstairs now as he will be ready to present the 2021 A7FL Championship. Brought to you by Herf Jones. Thank you so much, Corey, for reminding us of that. I'm Matt Ryan, joined alongside Jack Bartek. And Jack, wow. Just
what
wow.
A game. I mean, you kind of wish you could pull out the time machine, go back in time and have BIC go for it on that 4th down and see how different things would be. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. So a 13-point game, 5 minutes to play. If you return this 3-on-1 throw-off, you can still get a stop.
And it will be Ashanti Worthy returning the ball here, not Matt Riddick. Riddick has scored on the 3-on-1 so far today. Ashanti Worthy looking to get into the end zone.
And we have seen much crazier things this season alone. I mean, we continue to go back to that one Hawks win where Mike Liberty had one of the greatest buzzer-beater touchdowns I've ever seen in my life.
And it will be Quattrell Huffin throwing the ball here, and he will get a running start and launch this one. It will be a playable ball, and it'll be right into the hands of Worthy. Worthy cuts around, cuts to the 25, gets around Huffin, trying to get through, gets up, stays going, gets on one hand, and will spit out a play at the 35. Almost had something, Jack.
And Worthy knew the importance of that play, and he almost is able to break it free, but just great recovery by Patterson U here, and you could see on the return, he makes one man go down. That's usually where you can make your money, but a great recovery right there to get back up and force Worthy out of bounds. Just a huge stop for Patterson U.
Utilizing some of that AccuStretch down on the field. I used that at the start of the day. Shout out to the AccuStretch team. For more information on AccuStretch, you can hit up Vinny Houston at 914-439-5615 or at accu-stretch.com. Matt Ryan joined by Jack Bartek here in Asbury Park, New Jersey at Asbury Park Stadium. 5:03 left to go. The Patterson U with a 47-34 lead, and it looks like the officials are trying to figure out ball placement.
I think there was a flag down, and I don't know if they're saying this is going to be a runoff because Hollywood is out there.
They are going to go for a runoff.
Wow. We got to get some confirmation from the truck on what this flag was. That is incredibly surprising and a huge.
And once we get a little bit of confirmation on that, Jack, we will figure out what the call was. There is a flag on the field. Matt Ryan joined by Jack Bartek, and here we go on the replay.
I mean, I didn't see anything it could have been. I don't think
could have been a horse collar tackle. He tripped him up. It could have been that. They're going for the ankles.
Maybe they're saying he didn't. I don't know. It could have been.
It cleared the distance, and Worthy having some fun laying down at the 30-yard line.
I didn't even see a flag thrown at all, so I don't know where it could have been, but Patterson U seems to be not happy about something.
And the officials conferring here, and the U sideline furious here, up 13, 34-47. And the return team for both teams back out on the field.
Yeah, here we go. It's going to be a runoff.
And Worthy will bring it back from the 30.
We'll try and get some confirmation on what that was, but strange call.
And it will be the 3-on-1. Time will not run. The clock will not run.
And now they take Huff off the field. Huff was out there trying to, it seemed like, throw it out of the back of the end zone, but the wind was pushing against them, so now they take Huff out.
And here comes Ashanti Worthy. Worthy will get to the 50. He'll cut through one defender. What a play by Ashanti Worthy! Worthy hits the truck stick and will be taken out of play at the 36.
Whoa. And he showed off some of the strength there, too, on the tail end of that. just pushing for another 3 or 4 yards. As we take another look, it's not a return for a touchdown.
No.
But that's another 40 yards that they wouldn't have had, and it makes it much more manageable with 5 minutes to play. You got to imagine you got to give yourself 3 minutes for a Patterson U drive to get a stop, and then you need to score the ball. So,
or they try to pooch it on that throw off.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on right here with only 5 minutes left to play. And Jack, that U prediction looking really tight right now, but you never bet against the Trenton BIC.
Yeah, no, and we know BIC can put up points in a hurry. We've seen how the throw-offs can play such a huge factor in comebacks with that clock not running. So the game is not over yet, but BIC's got to pick it up quick.
And it will be 1st and 10 here, 5:03 left to go. The season and $10,000 hanging in the balance for this Trenton BIC team, down 2 scores. Jack Bartek and Matt Ryan bringing you the action. We've got Corey Hammond on the field, getting ready to present that A7FL championship trophy. And right now you see Courage Mosey calling out that he is an eligible receiver. And you see Ashanti Worthy and Sterry Codrington talking things over. 4 on the line, including Mosey. 2 wide receivers, Kason Campbell and Ashanti Worthy at the bottom of your screen.
Looks like no safety help.
And here comes the pass. An opportunity for Codrington. Codrington in trouble, and once again will be stacked and sacked by the Patterson U. Codrington caught up in the spotlight, giving it all he's got, but falling under the might of the Patterson U defense.
And Josh McWilliams getting back there. He was the man who took him down along with some help, but if Codrington could have gotten out of that pocket, he had 2 one-on-ones with Campbell and Worthy.
Loss of 5 to throw to Kason Campbell. Campbell cutting across field, cuts under. Kason Campbell looking to make himself famous, stays upright, gets to the 30 and will run out of play, but will get himself a 1st down and more, and it will be 4:02 left to go here in the 4th.
And you could tell by the way they're trying to extend these plays how BIC knows how important it is to get a big play touchdown here, but it's not as easy as it looks with the athletes on this Patterson U defense.
And it will be set 1st and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line. The ball was placed out at the 31.
We get a whistle here.
And the officials looking like this talk things over, trying to get the clock was running on the big scoreboard, not the official scoreboard on your screen. And we see here again that play by Kason Campbell. Campbell showing up and showing out here, the rookie playing like a veteran from your alma mater, Montclair State.
Yeah, former Red Hawk, and he's been great for them this year. Hasn't been able to do too much today, but neither of these 2 teams have been great through the air as they usually are. So 3:50 to play now, and BIC just running out of time. They got to get one in here quick because then they still got to get a stop and another score.
And as the clock gets reset on the big board here, both teams getting a little bit of time to talk things over here on 3rd down, 3rd and 5 for the Trenton BIC, 3:50 left to go.
And another thing to consider, it's 3rd down, so they only got they can't really go for pay dirt here because they only got a 3rd and a 4th down. They got to at least sneak in a 1st somewhere if they're not going to score.
And it will be 3:45 left to go here. And
so now they got the safety coverage over the top now, but still some interesting matchups.
Clock starts running again, 3:33. Here comes Mo Ramadan. The ball thrown to Courage and out of his hands. A little too far away, and that ball will go out of play on the incompletion, and it will be 4th down. The clock still running here, and make or break moment for the Trenton BIC. 1 timeout left. They're just going to let the clock run, and right now you got to sense the urgency, the desperation for the BIC as they make their way back to the huddle. Courage Mosey will make his way off the field. And you've got Matt Riddick, Kason Campbell, and Ashanti Worthy set up for the BIC.
Yeah, a lot of weapons.
And I believe there's another weapon on that field right now. I believe Umar, I think that's Umar Lewis in there. Umar Lewis in for Ashanti Worthy. 3 wide receivers set. Campbell and Riddick at the bottom of your screen. Codrington will throw this one to Campbell. He'll catch it and go out of bounds with 2:34 left to go, and that will stop the clock.
So they get the first, and they keep,
it will not stop the clock.
They keep the game alive, which was the most important factor at this time. And now you got to punch it in, which becomes the biggest factor.
And
but
hurry up offense. Sorry there, Jack, but the throw to Campbell again. Kason Campbell with time, cutting upfield. Kason Campbell breaking through the line and stopped at the 5. And we will go to the 2-minute warning here. What a play from Kason Campbell.
Yeah, huge play from Campbell, but potentially even bigger tackle there to keep him out of the end zone, force them to use the 2-minute warning right here. But a great play by Campbell. He's so shifty, and Patterson, you lucky he didn't find the blue turf right there.
And Kel Gallimore with the tackle there, stopping it at the 5-yard line. Pardon me, 7-yard line is where the ball will be spotted. 2 minutes left to go. 13-point differential between the BIC and the Patterson U. With an opportunity at $10,000 and the A7FL championship on the line. Jack, right now, if you're on the Trenton sideline, you are praying for a miracle.
Yeah, and you know what it's been like? You could even go back to that Courage incompletion where Sterry just overthrew him. This entire possession, really, it's been the pressure from Patterson U. They've been bringing it early and often, and BIC has done a nice job combating it. But when Sterry just has huge, Big Mo Ramadan, the dot boss, the rest of these athletes on the defensive line chasing him down every play, it is almost impossible to make accurate throws, and it's finally starting to catch up at the worst possible time.
And the ball will be placed on the 7-yard line. 1st and goal. Matt Riddick set up at the top of your screen. Kason Campbell at the bottom. Umar Lewis in the slot. Sterry Codrington with 3 men on the line and a pressure from this U defense. Switching places is Lewis. He'll be setting up as a pseudo tight end. And Codrington, ball knocked out. The ball's knocked loose. Big pickup and a stop. And that one right there by Air Jamaica, lighting it up. It may not be 420, but the U blazing on defense.
And we have an official whistle back near the original line of scrimmage. I don't know if they're going to call this one back. Sterry having a conversation with the official.
And it is getting contentious here. Air Jamaica with the setup by number 9. That was Kareem Moon setting up the tackle.
And Patterson U can taste it right now. I mean, regardless of if they call that a fumble or not.
And they will not call it a fumble.
Wow.
It looks like they're quibbling over where the ball was placed and what the official call is.
So a little bit of luck there for BIC, but still now 1:54 seconds left. Gotta punch it in, and the clock is going to be running.
And the U furious at that call. Furious at that call. Let's take a look again on the replay. Brought down. That knee is real close. You could call that a sack. Either way, a great play by the U. And the fate on the side of the BIC here in what, could arguably be a 3-score game. That is a 2-score game with 1:54 left to go. And let's take a look again at this on the replay.
We just don't have...
Watch that knee. Oh no, wow. And
that looked like it was out, unless, that would have been the quickest forward progress call I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So it looks like they might have missed that one, but I don't believe they can challenge at this point in the game. It would have to be an official review.
The fumble, the knee was not down, but...
Clock starts again.
Here comes a chance on 1st and goal. Codrington with time, now under pressure and brought down at the 19. Timeout called, and that will be the last lifeline for the BIC.
Oh, man. And it's just one after another. Codrington had all day here to throw, but the coverage was there. So it just seems like Patterson U is firing on all cylinders. We knew that BIC could stay with them, but I just felt like Patterson U was going to be able to throw that final blow, and this is it. They are putting on that combo, head, body, head, and finishing BIC in the most crucial moments of the ballgame.
And with 3rd and goal, ball placed on the 19-yard line. 47-34 your score. It could be the last act of a desperate man or the first act of Henry V. We don't know. Right here, right now, at 95 seconds left to go. Codrington playing a lot closer. No, he'll step back about 5 yards. 2 sacks for Codrington on this drive on back-to-back plays. This BIC line looking to hold. Codrington looking for an option, looking for something, and he may just have to get on his bicycle, but he is looking to throw, throws cross-body to the end zone, caught, Matt Riddick, touchdown! Matt Riddick! Time is not on their side, but the scoreboard a little friendlier, making this one a 40-47 game. Let's take a look at this one. Codrington just looking for something, looking for a sign of life. And instead of running it, the man who has been the rookie sensation for this team, throwing to the 2-time MVP, and Matt Riddick keeping the hope alive for the BIC.
So a great play there. They punch it in, and they take care of the most pressing issue, which is scoring first. But now you look at the clock, 1 minute and 18 seconds left. If I'm not mistaken, with no timeouts left, Patterson U doesn't even need a first down. They could kneel out the clock and this one would be over. So it comes down to that 3-on-1 throw off. They're going to need to get some crazy bounce out of that football or a mistake from Patterson U to get it back.
But we have seen that happen before.
We have.
Riddick will be in. Umar Lewis and Codrington to your right. Top of your screen is Kason Campbell. Looking to make this a 6-point game. Try to tie it with a touchdown. Riddick might be trying to do it for the Graham. He is at the 30. He is just scaling all the way back. Riddick will just run it now, and he will clear himself enough room behind the back and caught by my Kason Campbell. What?
Oh,
just
man.
what?
That is outrageous.
How? What? Let's take a look again on the replay. Riddick just on his back foot the entire time, lulling the defense into a false state of security. Big block there on number 5, and then just finding the time behind the back.
Perfect ball.
Just a beautifully thrown ball right to Kason Campbell, making this a 6-point game. And right now, the BIC with some momentum.
Yeah, and now with that conversion, all you need is a score to tie the game. You don't even need a conversion, so they need a little bit of luck here. I don't know if it's going to be on the throw-off or maybe Patterson U. We've seen them. They don't let their foot off the gas pedal. Maybe they will with a championship on the line, but if Patterson U gets a little overconfident, tries to keep playing and do some trickery, and turn it over.
And knowing how this game is gone, it's going to come down to the last 5 seconds. It's going to come down to the last 5 seconds. And right now, the BIC.
And yeah, we're trying to see what the strategy is going to be personnel-wise for BIC. So they got Matt Riddick out there with a little bit of speed. If they could get this throw high up in the air, maybe Riddick could get down there quick. Here we go.
And Dwan Williams will throw a high arcing ball. That one will bounce, and that will be short. And they will give the opportunity. That was Air Jamaica looking to run it back, and he will be the. Or is that? I'm sorry. That's Kareem Moon.
So
from far away, it looked like he was wearing the green, red, and yellow of Air Jamaica socks, but those are green and orange. I need my eyes tested.
And if I was Kareem Moon here, and again I'm not, and the U has their own style of playing, I would just take a knee on this one because you can run the clock out. The worst thing that could possibly happen here is a fumble.
And we've seen wild stuff happen on the 3-on-1s. I call it the most exciting play in the A7FL, and they are looking to make that count and make that a reality. And Kareem Moon will run it here, and he will slide at the 41-yard line with 1:18 left to go. The Patterson U, 1:18 away from their second straight A7FL championship. The Trenton BIC in some tough territory, and it looks like they just did the Gatorade celebration.
Yep, the Gatorade bath has happened, and now it's all but a formality.
And right here, right now, I want to thank our team so far today. I want to thank our director, Jim Houston, our graphics operator, Mike Mahoney, Sean Flynn, Kevin McKeever, Joe Rudolaudo, Rocco DiMaglio, Zach Morgan, John Kay, everybody, Paul, everybody on the team. And as always, I want to thank Stephen James for his service as our producer all season. And the kneel down by the Patterson U have made this a fait accompli. And both teams getting a little spicy. Matt Riddick calling for a timeout. They have no timeouts.
It's a little Fab Five.
Yeah, or trying to okey-doke the referees here. And the crowd serenading the Trenton BIC after a tremendous season, pushing the BIC to their breaking point twice this season. But much like Sisyphus, couldn't get the rock over the hill, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to come down to this, and BIC put up a heck of a fight. Nothing to hang their heads about. But Patterson U is just a powerhouse, and that's what it came down to. For BIC, I think there's a lot of positives in this and a lot that they can build off of. We said it. They are essentially the up-and-coming U. They're building off that same blueprint. They have the young talent. And, you know, with the showing that they've put on this year, maybe they can add more in the offseason. But this was Patterson U's year, and no one was getting in their way.
And the Patterson U, for the second time in as many years, will hold up the A7FL Championship trophy. And the world of 7-on-7 football runs through Patterson, New Jersey. The U holding on to it one more time. And Quattro Huffin today having a great game.
Yeah, he's got to be the MVP of this one for me. Started off a little bit slow and maybe wasn't as sharp as normal, but 14 rushes, 180 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then through the air, 11 of 24, 179 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that's him not being sharp, but still, he was the best player on the field and the reason that Patterson U is coming out on top.
And what a day. You know what? Both of these guys, both Codrington and Huff on the legs today. Tremendous game, but we're not able to get get the offense going with the ball, throwing the ball until the latter half of the second quarter, even deeper into the third. It was before we saw both of these offenses really kicking the high gear on both the rush and passing game.
Yeah, and that's why I said when BIC came to that pivotal fourth down, and they decided to throw the ball off. I said if it was the first half and Patterson U's offense was firing like they were in the first half, it's a different story. But they really started to get it going in the second half, and when they have things going the way they normally do, no one is stopping them. And that's why, you know, I would have went with the offense there, tried to get that 4th and 8, but they don't. The defense can't get the stop, and Patterson U, I think rightfully, brings home the championship trophy. They were the best team all season long, and although BIC was right there, and they definitely put up a respectable fight, it was Patterson U's year.
It certainly was, but no shade on what Carl Meisner and his team have been able to do. What a year for both teams, and we cannot wait to see what happens next year. I want to see this. What happens with these other 4 divisions? What happens with 8 divisions in the A7FL? These teams having another year, the BIC having another season playing together. You can see a spoiler from any of these divisions. We saw Baltimore almost pull off the win against the Gators. We've seen so much from both of these teams this year, from all of these divisions, that I can't wait till next season.
Yeah. And what a year this was.
And you know what? Let's finish this season. Let's go to Corey Hammond down on the field. He is with the champion, Patterson U.
Talks. That's why they won the chip, and they're the best team.
People can finally say that now. We're the best team.
Again, not that they couldn't say it before.
Shut the fuck up! Back to back!
They told me to watch out for guys like this. Hold up. Let me do the official thing that they told me to do, then you guys can go nuts.
Where LJ at? Get LJ back in there, man. Get LJ.
Hey. And I'm here with the 2021 A7FL champions. I'm joined here with presumptive, and let's be honest, he's going to be MVP of this league. We know how unselfish you are, Huff. I had to fight him to get him to stand here. But tell me how this feels after a great season.
It felt good after all the doubters said we couldn't do it, but people don't know we ain't lose a game since 2019. We #1 in the nation. We with whatever.
You guys came out here and played a tough BIC team. You demolished teams from Baltimore, from Florida. If you played California, I guaranteed you win. What message do you have now that the 2021 championship over here, brought to you by Herff Jones, is going to be handed over to you going into next year, 2022?
We don't have no message. We the champions.
And they've been saying it all year, right? They're here to win the championship. And as you can see, the team behind me, they've done it. Congratulations, you.
Congratulations.
Back to you guys up there.
And that was your 2021 champions, the Patterson U, Jack. You said it. We said it at the start of the season that you were the team to beat, and, well, they've proven it. They've run the table here in 2021.
Yeah, and Quattrell Huffin receiving the trophy there for Patterson U. He was the engine that made this team go. You saw in the first half he wasn't very sharp, and the team wasn't very sharp. So, he has been that guy all year for them. In the second half, he was that guy for them. When they needed him most, he made the big plays, and check out some of the highlights.
And here are the highlights. You see Sterry Codrington setting things up here with that big touchdown. And what a day for Sterry Codrington on the legs. John, our stats guy, said he's the future of this league, and he showed that today. But some few mental errors on both sides of the ball for the BIC were what cost him. But Quattrell Huffin, the best quarterback in the league, proving it in the air and on the legs, especially in the early going.
Yeah, that was the touchdown right there to answer Codrington. But Courage Mosey, one of the legends of this league, was the one to put BIC back on the board before Patterson U answered very quickly with viral Dakari Mims.
Going viral is his specialty and putting it on the board. And then we had the D-Train running express right into that blue turf and just setting the stage for the U to take the lead. And it felt like the U weren't going to be able to, the BIC weren't going to answer back until Matt Riddick did this. He just basically sunned the entire 3-on-1 team here on their back foot the whole time, and that is why he was a 2-time MVP.
Yeah, got a lucky bounce with it bouncing right to him, and then he made the most out of it. When he had it one-on-one with Huff, he said, that's it, and then he made it happen. But Patterson U bent. They did not break. Quattrell Huffin almost loses it on that touchdown run, but hands it back to Mims, who walked it in for the touchdown. And this was all within like a 2-minute span before that.
This is towards the end of the first half, and then you see Ashanti Worthy pulling off what we call now a Worthy, the best play of the year in the game where it mattered most, and that gassed up this BIC team that was taking the lead into halftime, and then just answering back Mims, a sneaky MVP candidate for this game, showing off and showing out. And then you see Quattrell Huffin on that handoff, that play action, just tremendous play here from Quattrell Huffin all day today. Just found his rhythm in the second half. That was a wobbler, but it went right into his hands. Beautiful catch by the dot boss, of course. And then here we go, setting it up, the last real touchdown of the day for the BIC that ends a tremendous year, but a disappointing day in Asbury Park for this team, getting into the end zone, past the future to the present, and we see here 47-41 the Patterson U with this one wrapped up, taking the trophy home. Jack, what a season.
Matt, it has been an absolute pleasure. I want to thank you. I want to thank LJ Smith. I want to thank Corey Hammond, all the teams and the players, the entire production team. It has been an absolute blast, and we capped it off with a great national championship game. And
at the end of it all, the team that looked to run the table in 2020 ran it again. The A7FL season is over, but we can't wait till 2022. Can the U run it back one more time? Join us and find out. So long from Asbury Park.